Chapter 4489. However, the opposite team was a bit of a mess. The red and blue junglers on the opposite team were all Tanguas. This was a diamond rank, and there weren't many people who really knew how to play. To her, it was like bullying noobs. Handsome, you're the legendary square jungler, right? Tangua, yes. I think my mage is okay. In the future, you can play jungler and I'll play mage. How about that? Tangua, as long as you like it, boss. Give me the blue and you can play triangle jungler. The audience in the live stream. Ha ha ha. This is hilarious. This boss is a bit naive, but he's very cute. Ever since Handsome appeared, he was there almost every morning. He was rarely absent, and his gift was at least a rocket. Sometimes he only played for 1 or 2 hours. Occasionally he would play for the whole morning. But whenever he came to play, he would play mage. Other than the first blue, Tangua would let him go to the opposite team's jungler to steal. Often, his teammates would scold him, thinking that he was a noob and wanted to take blue. But when they saw that Tangua wanted to let him take blue, they would discuss, so he's carrying girls. Forget it. Seeing that he's good at jungling, I won't scold him. Tangua guessed that Handsome must have turned off typing. Otherwise, he wouldn't have missed this. When the audience in the livestream saw this, they laughed heartily. They had also encountered a double mage lineup. Handsome wouldn't let his teammates scold him as long as he was happy. Because of Handsome, this rich guy, Tangua's livestream career was getting better and better. When it came to fighting for rankings, Handsome never went easy. Some of the big streamers couldn't beat him alone. Naturally, he also became Tangua's #1. He was the kind of #1 who came to play every day. Even if he was a noob, he was still a rich guy. Many people came to watch him play in the morning. Who didn't want to watch a rich guy up close? On this day, Tangua and Handsome were still in the same mode. She was jungler and Handsome was mage. In this round, except for some situations, the support was playing Yao. He followed Tangua from the start. At first, everyone thought that it wasn't a big deal. After all, there were still many supports, and they were all fighting in the jungle at the start of the game. However, Tangua soon realized that something was amiss. When Sis Yao was possessing her body, she was still typing away. Yao Yao, Diao-chan, do you even know how to play? Can't you be a little more vulgar? Yao Yao, you don't even know how to do it, yet you still want to take the blue. Do you have any self-awareness? Yao, how is the jungler going to play if you do this? Yao Yao, you're a noob and you don't even know how to play, yet you still want to take the middle lane. However, Handsome had turned off his typing and couldn't see these things. He was completely unaware. However, when Yao Yao saw that Tangua actually gave way to Diao-chan and even hit her until she had a sliver of health left, Yao Yao was very angry. However, she did not continue to scold the boss's Diao-chan. Instead, she turned on the voice chat. Yao Yao, little brother, you're too nice. I've played games for so long, but I've never seen a jungler with such a good temper like you. Yao Yao, little brother, are you going to play duo later? I'm actually better at mid lane. I'm just waiting for a jungler. Yao, big brother, are we going to be a couple? We're still missing a couple. Yao Yao, you're so good. The whole time, Yao Yao was hooking up with all kinds of voice messages. The viewers in the live stream were laughing like crazy. This was because this girl was speaking in a clipped voice, pretending to have a nice and gentle voice. The whole time, Yao Yao was praising him in all kinds of ways. This time, Handsome was able to hear the voice messages. They were a team when they spoke, so he could hear the whole team when he listened. Handsome, it's so noisy. Don't you find it annoying? Tangua, we won't be able to meet in the next round. Peak. Chapter 4490. Handsome, she still wants to play with you? Is she dreaming? Tangua, I won't play with her. Boss, don't worry. Handsome, I'm not worried. How can you play with her? I'm just saying. I just feel that she's dreaming. The livestream audience. I feel that the boss is very proud when he says this. Handsome probably felt that Yao Yao was a little noisy, so he started typing, junglers won't play with you. We're playing together. Junglers don't lack couples. Even if he wants to find one, he won't find you. Can't you just play the game? It's a little pointless to do all this. Yao Yao stopped talking and turned off the voice chat. When the game ended, Yao Yao typed again. What's there to be proud of? Isn't she just a bitch with a high score? Handsome. That Yao Yao is weird. Can't I spend money to increase her score? Tangua. She added me. Handsome. Ah? Did she refuse? Tangua. She refused. Handsome. Continue. Because of Handsome's appearance, Tangua's skills weren't bad. And there was also the entertainment effect of playing games with Handsome in the morning. Many people played games for the sake of watching rich people play games. In less than half a year, Tangua's fame in the gaming livestream world grew bigger and bigger. Of course, she had no intention of showing her face. She didn't know how much money Handsome had, but she was always first in the leaderboard. Tangua also moved to the city where the original owner used to live. Of course, it wasn't the original owner's house, but it wasn't too far away. For nearly a year, she didn't contact her family. In the beginning, she sent 1,000 yuan back, but she didn't do anything else. Recently, she planned to reveal her situation to her family. As long as she didn't show her face and didn't make a scene on the news, her family might know what she was doing. So, Tangua told her family that she went out to work and was cheated. She thought she could make money, but the other party was a liar. She signed some kind of contract and now owed a lot of money. At that time, Zhou Yueqing raised her voice. Oh, money. How much money do you owe? She was still waiting for Tangua to work to earn money to send home. How could she be cheated? If it weren't for Tang Jiandong, Zhou Yueqing might not have been able to control herself and blame her. Tang Jiandong had always been good at keeping up appearances. He took the phone and said, Xiaogua, what's going on? Is she all right? He's fine. It's just that he owes a lot of money. I don't know when he'll be able to pay it all back. Tangua sounded a little choked up. Tang Jiandong didn't think that Tangua would lie to him, so he tried to ask, how much do you owe after getting the first place? 500,000. When the couple heard this number, they almost fainted. 500,000. That was 500,000 yuan. How could he possibly pay it back? Tang Jiandong was a little incredulous. How could I owe so much? I don't know either. I just signed some kind of contract to help someone become the legal person. It said that the company would get dividends when the time comes. Tang Jiandong didn't understand these things, but he would definitely ask others. Dad, Mom, don't worry. I won't drag you down. I'll contact you after I've paid back the money. If they find out where you live, they might come to ask for the debt. Tangua said, I was careful before and didn't dare to give you my family's contact information. In the future, if you receive any calls from other places, don't answer them in case they come looking for you. When the couple heard this, they were so scared that they almost hung up the phone. They didn't think that Tangua would lie to them. Something must have really happened. Their gazes became much colder. After a few simple words of concern, they hung up the phone. Peak. Chapter 4491. After hanging up, Tang Jiandong fell into deep thought. Zhou Yueqing couldn't help but scold. Didn't you say that this girl can take care of little treasure in the future? Look, this is a prodigal girl. She didn't earn any money and still owes 500,000. Who knows when she can pay it off? I think it's better to let her stay and find a husband. With her face, she can at least get some betrothal gifts. Tang Jiandong also felt a little regretful. He had miscalculated this time. He thought that the girl was a high school student and that it would be better for her to go out and work than stay at home. Now that she was still young, it was better to earn 2 more years to get married. I think it's better not to waste time on her, Zhou Yueqing said. She owes so much money and doesn't know how to pay it off. It's better not to implicate her family. Tang Jiandong said, Don't worry. This girl hasn't paid it off, so she definitely won't contact her family. Why? You still have hope? At least we have to save face. Who knows what will happen in the future? Tang Jiandong said. Anyway, we have to let her know that our family has no money. If we care about her, it won't hurt to say a few words. After she pays off the debt, we'll persuade her to come back and find a husband, Tang Jiandong said. Zhou Yueqing's expression softened. That's more like it. This girl's brain isn't good. She was actually tricked into owing so much money. The couple had a good plan. Tangwa knew what they were thinking, so the next day, she pretended to be a man and called them to ask if this was Tangwa's house. The couple was shocked and quickly denied it. They heard the man say that Tangwa owed him a lot of money and that he was looking for someone. The couple changed their phone number the next day. Tangwa called again, but when she heard that the number was no longer in service, she ignored it. There were only 2 months left until the streaming platform's annual meeting. She had already received an invitation and would be able to meet the streamer who exposed her character. As for her adoptive parents, the couple didn't dare to cause trouble now. Previously, the matter had spread to both villages, so they didn't have the face to make trouble. Even if they did, Tang Jiandong and his wife would call them back. They had already formed a feud, and it was the kind that couldn't be resolved. In order to make her debt look more real, Tangwa even pretended to be a creditor and called the other villagers in the village. However, when the villagers heard that she owed money, they said that they did not know this person. The news that she owed a lot of money spread in both villages. Many people said that she was very pitiful, but they didn't want to get involved. When Tang Xiuan and his wife heard this, they gloated and even went to Tang Jiandong and his wife to tell them about it. Because of this, the two families quarreled. Tangwa didn't know about this. If she knew, she would be very happy. In the past 2 years, without Tangwa to help Tang Tao and Tang Lulu with their homework, their grades were getting worse and worse. As for Tang Xiaobao, his results were not that good. He usually cheated in his exams. Tang Jiandong and his wife firmly believed that he would have a great future. Therefore, even if Tang Xiaobao did not get into an ordinary high school and used the excuse that he did not perform well, the couple still believed him and spent a lot of money to send him to a private high school. She was waiting for him to get into a good university. It was the same for Tang Tao. With Tang Lulu's grades, she could probably only pay a lot of money to go to a private high school. These 3 people were not good at studying and their minds were not on their studies. It was normal for them not to be able to get into a high school. All this did not have anything to do with Tangwa. She was now preparing to participate in the streaming platform's annual meeting. In 2 years, she was already considered a big streamer on the platform. A large part of the reason why she could become a big streamer was because she had a rich person helping her. Handsome Master, I can't play games with you for the next few days. Handsome Master, is it about the platform's annual meeting? Tangwa, yes, I'll play with you when I come back. Handsome Master, okay. After interacting with him, Tangwa knew that this handsome master was very rich and also a homebody. He did have a lot of companies, but they were all managed by professional managers. He was very free himself. I heard that many rich people on the platform will attend the annual meeting. Handsome Master, are you not going? After Tangwa sent this message, the other party paused for a minute before replying, I'm not going. Tangwa did not ask any more questions. Rich people had their own ideas. On the day of the annual meeting, Tangwa saw the Baixiang in her memory. It was the social streamer who had exposed her character. At this time, Baixiang was not very popular. She had just qualified to attend the platform's annual meeting. She was in her early 20s and looked delicate and pretty. When Baixiang saw her, she gave her a very kind smile. Tangwa nodded lightly in response. The original owner was not as popular as her, but Baixiang was able to take a video and expose it. If this happened to her, who knew how excited Baixiang would be? Peak. Chapter 4492. Because Tangwa had never shown her face during a live stream, the other streamers did not recognize her at the annual meeting. However, because she looked young and good-looking, she still received many kind greetings. Until her name was called by the host and she walked up, everyone's gazes fell on her in disbelief. So this is the fruit jam? During Tangwa's live stream, it was not that no one had come to criticize her. The haters usually hit the nail on the head. She lost the game. Even if she lost the game because she met 4 lousy teammates, the haters still felt that there was something to criticize. They all expressed their opinions. How could she be a streamer with such lousy skills? She was really too lousy. Unless the streamer had a stronger tolerance and was used to trolling, the appearance of the haters could easily affect the streamer's mood. Tangwa did not care much about the haters. It did not matter if they criticized her as much as they wanted. Later, the haters realized that it was useless to criticize her skills. That was because she was considered one of the best streamers in the entire gaming platform, and she was also a female. It was not that there were no female streamers who knew how to farm, but there were many female players who knew how to farm. However, there were very few male streamers like her who knew how to play jungles and heroes well even among male streamers. Since they could not criticize the game's skills, the haters quickly found another point to criticize. They criticized her for not daring to show her face because she was too ugly. Actually, many people still wanted to see how Tangwa looked like when she showed her face. However, they did not get their wish. No matter how the haters criticized her, she did not show her face. They criticized her for not looking good, and they criticized her for using a voice changer. In short, the haters were everywhere. Now that Tangwa's true face was revealed, it naturally attracted the attention of the streamers. The person who bought the haters to criticize Tangwa was probably one of these people. This was a very common thing in the live stream room. Compared to ordinary streamers who would die when exposed, Tangwa did not have this problem at all. The annual meeting was broadcasted live. Even if Tangwa did not show her face usually, she would still be noticed by the fans at this time. And because of her true face, the camera lingered on her face for a while. At this moment, the audience watching the live stream cursed, especially Tangwa's fans, who were already screaming behind their screens. They had never thought that their host was ugly, but they didn't expect her real appearance to exceed their expectations. This was a scene without a filter. Previously, when so-and-so streamer appeared, didn't they overturn the situation? Their streamer was skilled and good-looking. Were they fans of an immortal streamer? Baesyong looked at Tangwa in surprise. She didn't expect that the female streamer who responded to her earlier was actually a game streamer. Moreover, it was the recently popular Guaguojang. It was said that her big brother on the list was a super rich man. Every morning he would come out to play games with her. Many viewers on all platforms wanted to watch the super ballers play games. They didn't even sleep in during the weekend. She had also been there to watch such scenes. It was said that at its peak, the number of viewers had exceeded 10 million. Although under normal circumstances this fruit jam was always broadcasting, especially when she was playing games with the rich boss in the morning. It was easy for her to get 5 to 6 million views. Baesyong revealed an envious look. Previously, she had thought that it was an unfamiliar talent streamer. She had even thought that she was quite good-looking, so why hadn't she seen her before? Vertex. Chapter 4493. She was a streamer who only had 200,000 to 300,000 viewers every time she did a live broadcast. She was very sensitive. Most of her fans followed her because they wanted to watch the videos she made. The videos that she made were all about society. Her fans were relatively more mature. She believed that as long as she made high-quality videos, she would become a big streamer sooner or later. Baesyong glanced at the crowd and saw a woman in a blue gown. She looked a little unhappy. She's dressed so well. Does she think she's here for a blind date? Baesyong muttered softly. She's so flamboyant. I wonder who she's here to seduce. She looks like she's here to seduce someone. The person Baesyong was talking about was the female lead of this world, Lu Qian. Both of them were from the same media school. However, Baesyong majored in journalism while Lu Qian majored in vocal music. Both of them became streamers at the same time. Baesyong's content was somewhat related to her profession. Lu Qian was the same. Lu Qian sang well and knew all kinds of musical instruments. However, her family was not very well off. Hence, she planned to do live broadcasts to increase her income. After all, studying in a media school was more expensive than other schools. Lu Qian was not considered a big streamer. However, she was much more popular than Baesyong. If Baesyong's popularity was around 200,000 to 300,000, and the highest was around 500,000 to 600,000, Lu Qian's popularity was around 70,000 to 80,000, and the highest was over 1 million. Among Lu Qian's fans, there were many big brothers. Compared to other talent streamers, she was much more professional and could attract fans. As long as she was given time to grow, once she had the chance, It was only a matter of time before she became a big streamer. Bei Xiang was unhappy with Lu Qian for many reasons. Both of them were doing this at the same time. Lu Qian was more popular than her. She thought that what she did was meaningful. On the other hand, Lu Qian was just selling her smile and singing. She looked down on Bei Xiang from the bottom of her heart. However, because both of them were from the same school and signed with the same guild, fairness often asked them to work together. The image created for them was that they were the two flowers of a certain media school. From time to time, they would compete with each other. Bei Xiang felt that the guild's request was a little below her standards. She and Lu Qian were not at the same level. She was reflecting the reality of society. It was meaningful. Lu Qian was just casual. She would never admit that she was jealous of Lu Qian. It was not only because Lu Qian was good-looking and talented, but also because Lu Qian was very popular in school and was recognized as the campus belle. The people she liked also liked Lu Qian. Bei Lu, Qian who can sing, it's your turn. When Bei Xiang heard this, she was very annoyed. How could they tie her and Lu Qian together at the annual gala? Wasn't it just a red carpet walk? They had to be tied together. However, even if she was unwilling, she could only do as she was told. After all, this was the guild's arrangement. Not only did they have to leave, but they also had to walk hand in hand, pretending to be close sisters. Bei Xiang felt that her smile was a little stiff. She was shorter than Lu Qian, and her figure was not as good as Lu Qian's. They were of different heights, but they had the same weight. When she wore a dress, her shortcomings were completely exposed. She wondered if the guild had a grudge against her and arranged for her to be with Lu Qian so that she would be a foil. Tang Guo was no longer on camera. She also saw Bei Xiang walking on the red carpet hand in hand with Lu Qian with a stiff face. Vertex. Chapter 44-94. The host didn't know much about the two of them. She only heard rumors that they didn't get along well. Her gaze mostly fell on Lu Qian. She had to admit that Lu Qian was really good-looking. She was very outstanding among the anchors. She was originally a talented person, and all she needed was an opportunity to become popular. At this annual meeting, Tang Guo also knew many anchors. But anchors of her level were usually greeted by others. What was a good anchor? A good anchor was able to generate income for the platform. She even received a trophy from the platform. Although it didn't have any substantial effect, it made other anchors envious. In addition, she also saw that many anchors' bosses were here. This was an invitation from the platform. The bosses who were on the platform's list would receive an invitation from the platform to the annual meeting. Handsome received an invitation, but he wasn't interested in these things and didn't come. In fact, there were many bosses who made the same choice as Handsome. The annual meeting of the streaming platform seemed to be a bit boring. Tang Guo didn't reject people who came to talk to her, but she also didn't take the initiative to talk to them. After the annual meeting, the guild and the platform proposed to her whether she should show her face on the live broadcast. Because if she showed her face on the live broadcast, the contract she signed would be more favorable, which was more advantageous for her. The host agreed, but Tang Guo didn't. She didn't have to work hard to earn money. The host was investigated for all kinds of news and was blacklisted on the internet. People recognized her on the street, and it had a lot to do with her showing her face. Of course, Tang Guo wasn't afraid of the trouble that showing her face would bring. She just didn't want to show her face. There was no need. She didn't rely on her face to make a living. When she got home, Tang Guo received a message from Handsome. How was the annual meeting? Tang Guo. It was a bit boring, but it was okay. Handsome. Do you have time to play a few rounds? Tang Guo, no problem. Tang Guo found that Handsome liked to play games. Usually, he looked for her to play games. It was different from the rumors outside. Many people speculated that she and Handsome had an improper deal, but in fact, they didn't. He was a rich person who spent a lot of money to play games. In the game, Handsome turned on the game's voice. Sure enough, teammates are a trap. I played a few rounds myself before, but it wasn't very good. Tang Guo asked, what's wrong? Handsome, if I play marksman, the support will never see me. Handsome master, as a mage, The jungler will never let me get blue. Handsome master. It's more interesting to play with you. They don't know how to play. Tangua felt that handsome master sounded like he was in his early 20s, but he occasionally spoke with a bit of childishness. He wasn't the kind of person who would scam others, but he was definitely the kind of person who would scam others when he played with them. Therefore, he had to understand why the passers-by did not care about him. It was rare for a normal jungler to give mana to a mage. As for the support, it was impossible for them to follow the archer all the time. In the early stages, he had to follow the rhythm of the jungler, provide vision, and help catch people. After playing for about 2 hours, Handsome Master said, "Is there a live broadcast tomorrow?" Tangua, "Maybe I won't be able to do it. I have to rush back tomorrow. I can only do it the day after tomorrow." Handsome Master, "Oh, then take some time to play games with me." Tangua, "Of course." She felt that this big brother of hers was the one who was easily satisfied. It had been a tiring day. Tangua also wanted to rest early, so she did not do anything else. On the other hand, after Handsome Master put down his phone, he rubbed his eyes. The assistant beside him quickly handed him a glass of water. "Young master, are you tired?" Peek. Chapter 44:95. "I'm fine." Master Shuai drank some water and put down the cup. The assistant asked again, "Master, do you want to go out for a walk?" "No. Just now." Xiao Qin called Master and asked about your health. Master Shuai was a little sarcastic. "I'm afraid he can't wait for me to die. I won't let him have his way. Even if I'm going to die, I'll spend all my money and not leave a single cent. Don't think that just because I don't have the energy to manage the businesses under me, he can take advantage of me." The assistant was a little scared, but he also felt that the master was a little pitiful. How did a perfectly fine person suddenly become like this? If there was nothing wrong with the master's health, what was Xiao Qin? "If I'm really going to die one day, I'll spend the money here." The assistant looked at the place his master was pointing at and was stunned. It was the interface of a live broadcast room, but the streamer wasn't broadcasting. Although the live broadcast interface was black, there were quite a few bullet screen comments. It seemed to be discussing the platform's annual meeting today. As soon as Master Shuai entered, many people typed crazily. "Do you think I'm crazy?" The assistant didn't dare to say anything and just listened silently. According to the master's habit, the other party didn't need his answer, but someone to listen to him. "Yes, I'm crazy. I'm crazy. But this is my money. Isn't it up to me to spend it however I want? Is it up to others to tell me what to do?" Master Shuai touched the live broadcast interface with his finger. "This is the most patient streamer I've ever seen. Even if I'm a noob, she's still very patient." The assistant finally couldn't help but say, "Master, this might be because you spent a lot of money. Who told you to talk so much?" The assistant shrank his neck. "Master is right. This is a very patient streamer. So what if I've thrown in money? She's also more straightforward than other streamers. At least she doesn't have any special thoughts. In the past, when I found streamers to play with, which one of them didn't come to get close to me? I'm looking forward to meeting them offline. I say, if you want to play games, just play games. Why meet them? Who doesn't know what they're thinking? They're insatiable." The assistant thought about it and felt that it was true. The tycoon and many other streamers had played the game before. Of course, the names of their sock puppets were different, so no one noticed. Regardless of whether it was a male streamer or a female streamer, the streamer called Guaguajam was indeed a little different. At the very least, she didn't plan on getting to know the tycoon more. "Young master, it's time to exercise your body." The assistant reminded him. This was something he couldn't do every day. Although the effect was small, it was better than nothing. The handsome man paused. And the next day, Tangua returned to the city where she originally lived and played a few games with Shuai Yi on time. She planned to play for half a day and continue the broadcast tomorrow. If she hadn't been waiting for Bei Xiang to make a move, she might not have chosen the live streaming industry. However, she could only follow the original path to meet these people. Once again, Tangua's popularity was even higher than before. Many people in the live stream were shouting for her to appear on the live stream. She had no intention of compromising. She continued with her original livestream, but there were still people who were leading the way. If she didn't show her face, they would unfollow her. Handsome Master probably saw it and sent a lot of rockets in a bad mood. The audience was shouting, "Streamer, the boss is sending rockets. Shouldn't you do something about it? Show your face. It's not like you can't show your face." Handsome Master, "I'm sending rockets to make you guys shut up." Peak. Chapter 4496. Handsome, it's up to you whether you want to watch or not. There was no need to worry about the rich guy throwing a tantrum. Even if he was angry, scolded, or unfollowed, it didn't affect Tangua much. Because he wanted to follow Tangua, he would also follow Tangua. Besides, he was angry because these onlookers forced Tangua to show her face. He was angry and scolded people to protect Tangua. Therefore, the fans also stood up. With Handsome leading the way, what were they afraid of? Passerby looked at the situation and it seemed that he couldn't take it anymore. He said a few unpleasant words and was immediately silenced by the Handsome Master. It was the first time he muted people since he came to this live stream. Handsome, whether the streamer shows her face or not is her choice. She's a game streamer. People who come to watch her should pay more attention to her gaming skills. Don't stray. If you want to watch a streamer who shows her face, there are so many other streamers on the platform. Why are you looking for trouble here? Do you really think the streamer has no one to protect her? You can attack her however you want? Fans, Handsome is mighty. That's right, that's right. The streamer doesn't rely on her face to make a living. If she insists on showing her face, isn't she just looking for trouble? What unfollow without showing her face? Threatening the streamer like this, I'm afraid they're not real fans. They're just here to watch the show. We welcome people who really like the streamer. As for those who are looking for trouble, sorry, we're not afraid. Haters, don't lead the way in the live stream. Previously, most of the comments about unlocking without showing their faces were caused by the haters. Those who had stayed in the live stream knew what was going on. Tangua, I made the boss spend money again. Handsome, play a few more games with me. I want to play Archer today. You can play support. Tangua, no problem. Live stream audience. Attention, attention. High energy ahead. High energy ahead. The streamer's famous scene is here. Although it hasn't started yet, I can already imagine the streamer squatting in the grass with a look of despair. I can almost see the streamer being hammered by 5 people in order to protect the boss. No, I can see the boss turning around to save the streamer even though he's bleeding. In the end, both of them died. Ah, it sounds so touching. Ha 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 ha, the streamer's support is the most interesting. I've already seen it. Other than the boss, no one else is listening. Being a streamer is so difficult. It's even harder to be a game streamer. Being a game streamer and having to support the boss is the real difficulty. Isn't it more difficult for the support boss to meet 3 noobs than his teammates? Ah ha 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 ha. Time passed day by day, and it wasn't long before that incident happened. But before that, Tangua received a very special phone call. Miss Tang, if it's convenient, can we meet? The person who had come had already stated his intention. The other party was Master Shuai's uncle. What the other party meant was that they hoped she could help take care of the Handsome Master because there was something wrong with his body. It had been going on for several years. She hoped that she could walk into Handsome Master's life and encourage him to walk out of it. At first glance, it sounded like a family member who was very concerned about his nephew. However, Tangua felt that things were not that simple. Wasn't it good enough for her to play a few games with Handsome Master every day? Why did he have to get close to other people's lives? She felt that this person's motive was not simple. He must be up to something. If Miss Tang is willing, I can give you 1 million first. When Xiao Xiao walks out of it, I'll give you the remaining 4 million. Peak. Chapter 4497. Qin Yuping thought that the conditions he offered were already very generous. He hoped that the other party could do it. He was also going to counsel Qin Xiao. Ordinary people wouldn't be able to resist. No matter what, the total was 5 million yuan. Even a big streamer like Tang Guo couldn't earn 5 million yuan in one go. As long as he could coax Qin Shao, he could get 5 million yuan. Where else could he find such an easy thing? However, he didn't expect Tang Guo to reject him. Tang Guo, I might not be able to do this job. Mr. Qin, please find another expert. No matter what Qin Yuping was scheming, Tang Guo didn't plan to accept this request. According to her understanding, Handsome was a boss who liked to play games. There was no need to know more about him or even enter his life and cause trouble for him. Who knew what Qin Yuping's motive was by calling himself the other party's uncle? Miss Tang, are you really not going to consider it? As far as I know, Xiao Xiao plays games with you every day. He should treat you differently. Actually, after so many years, I rarely see Xiao Xiao play games with a streamer for so long. Qin Yuping paused and said, in Xiao Xiao's heart, you should be a very special person. Tang Guo almost mocked him. If an ordinary person heard this, they would probably be overjoyed. What did he mean by special person? Wasn't it just a relationship? However, when she played games with Handsome, she never involved these things. She was just a normal companion. At most, she could be considered a very familiar friend on the internet. She didn't feel that Handsome had any intentions in that regard. Actually, I think Handsome is in a very good state. Tang Guo expressed her thoughts. I can't agree to this, Mr. Qin. Qin Yuping added more money later, but Tang Guo still didn't agree. This made Qin Yuping, who was originally full of confidence, a little angry. He felt that she was an insensible person. Extraordinary. After Qin Yuping hung up the phone, Tang Guo contacted Handsome. Handsome, someone called you? Gave you 6 million yuan to get close to me? Enter my life? Send me warmth? Tang Guo, yeah, I don't know who it is. Maybe it's a scammer. It's better to tell the boss. Master Shui raised his eyebrows. He's really willing. He's just a lunatic. Just ignore him. He didn't ask Tang Guo whether she had agreed or not. If she had agreed, she wouldn't have called him. Handsome didn't reveal too much, and Tang Guo didn't ask. After they finished talking about business, the two played a few games. After that, Tang Guo threw Qin Yuping to the back of her mind. She did not take it seriously and continued her live streaming career. Handsome Master didn't tell her much about his family's situation and was still very generous. As long as it was about the platform's rankings, as long as Handsome was there, he would never lose. This made the fans in Tang Guo's live broadcast room feel very proud. Of course, even though he had played countless games with Tang Guo, his gaming skills had not improved much. The fans did not care about this. In fact, they were a little noob and wanted to play as a shooter. The fans loved to see a handsome guy with Tang Guo as his support. This was because Handsome didn't play as a shooter very often. Most of the time, he played as a mage in the middle lane and let Tang Guo fight in the triangle to give him mana. Handsome Master often threw out red packets in the live broadcast room and fan group. He didn't know how many red packets he had given out. He always gave people the feeling that he was rich and had nowhere to spend his money. Unknowingly, the thing that Tang Guo had been waiting for was about to happen. The peak. Chapter 4498. It happened in a riverside park in the city. Regardless of whether it was morning or night, there would be a few people running here and there. Even if they weren't running, there would still be people strolling around. The incident started when two female students were strolling in the park and met a man who was begging. The man said that he was from another city and had accidentally lost all his belongings. He hoped that the two girls could help him. The two girls didn't seem to have any social experience and didn't know that people were sinister. Moreover, it was evening. When the original owner saw the man, she felt that he looked very familiar. Later, she remembered that this person liked to wander around the train station. At that time, she confirmed that this person was most likely a swindler. As for what he wanted to swindle, she didn't know. However, she couldn't bear to see the two girls follow the man. She had been to many places and met all kinds of swindlers. She had been swindled many times. Swindling money was a small matter, but swindling people was the worst. The two girls were actually worried about the man's words. At that time, they didn't want to give him money directly. In the end, the man said that they didn't need to give him money. He asked them to help send him to his relative's house. When they arrived, he would thank them. He said that he was definitely not swindling money, but no one believed him. Only the simple-minded students would stop and listen to him. The man's expectant look made the two girls' hearts soften. They were indeed afraid of being swindled. They planned to take a taxi and follow the man. Seeing that the two girls were about to follow, the original owner couldn't stand it and went to stop them. Even if the original owner was a streamer, she was just an entertainment streamer. In fact, she wasn't the kind of streamer who could casually make jokes. She could only be an entertainment streamer because she worked hard to improve her skills and catch the boss's eye. Facing this swindler, she only told him not to cheat the two girls and not to be cheated. When she was anxious and argued, she pushed the man. This was the so-called hitting. Shoutao. Later, the man saw that there were many onlookers and displayed his superb acting skills. Coincidentally, Baeseong, who was running, saw this scene and recorded it. The content of the video was the true face of a certain big streamer. She didn't have a good heart, but she prevented others from doing good deeds. She disliked the dirty beggars and blocked the way, so she beat them up and drove them away, thinking that the beggars were polluting the park environment. Look, from this simple document, one could see the painstaking efforts of this reporter. Any point raised would be able to attract attention. When Tangwa came back to her senses, she was already in the park. In a while, she would ask the system to help record the video. The system would casually scan the man's face and then find out his information, what he had done, and where he was active. Tangwa ran towards the location in her memory. She was not in a hurry and was counting the time. According to the law, there shouldn't be any errors in the timeline. It wasn't evening yet, but it was close to evening. The sky wasn't dark yet. "Young master, can you still hold on?" the assistant asked softly. Qin Shao wiped the sweat off his forehead. In fact, there was some indifference in his eyes. "It's okay. Young master, don't give up. As long as you persist, there's still a lot of hope." This time, Qin Shao showed some mockery. "Isn't it written clearly on the medical report that I've become like this? Even the doctors can't guarantee that I can recover to a healthy state." "Forget it. Let's continue. Young master, look." The assistant looked up and inadvertently saw a person running over from the opposite side. Peek. Chapter 44-99. Don't say anything. Looking at the assistant's wide eyes and shocked expression, Qin Shao reached out and patted the other party's head. "Put away that strange gaze of yours." The assistant hurriedly lowered his head. Seeing that the person was about to run in front of him, he didn't dare say anything. Tangwa's eyes and ears were sharp, so she naturally heard the commotion. She glanced at the two men. One looked normal while the other didn't look very healthy. His weight wasn't healthy, and he didn't look like the kind that gained weight normally. But this person only glanced at her indifferently, as if he was looking at a stranger. This pair of eyes didn't match his figure at all. Tangwa slowed down and stared at this person for a long time. The assistant saw that Tangwa was staring at Qin Shao and really wanted to jump out and say, "Young master, look at this world. Not everyone only looks at appearances. There are also people who can see the charm hidden under your body." But he felt a warning from the person who fed him, so he didn't dare say anything. He could only watch as Tangwa brushed past them. "Young master, it's her. Young master, I think you're right. She's different. Look, she's been looking at you. She must be attracted by your charm." The assistant flattered without feeling awkward at all. Qin Shao splashed a bucket of cold water without hesitation. "When have I ever not attracted attention when I go out? Don't they all think that I'm not good-looking and that I'm such a big lump and quickly run away?" Qin Shao said it so calmly, but the assistant's heart ached. No, the young master could have grown up normally. It wasn't like this. In the photos of the young master when he was young, he was a handsome and cool young master. According to the rules of normal people growing up, he wouldn't be too bad when he grew up. The young master didn't seem to care on the surface, but he must be feeling terrible inside. Qin Shao looked at the assistant's expression and knew that he was imagining all kinds of strange thoughts again. The corners of his mouth twitched. Let's go. Young master, why didn't you say hello to Guagua? I think Guagua's gaze is different from other people's. I observed very carefully. Her eyes were probing, but there was no ridicule or disdain. Qin Xiao, you really talk a lot of nonsense. Young master, I think you need a friend. For example, someone like Guojiang. The assistant refused to give up and said, I suddenly feel that the jam is very good. It's even better than when I was watching the live broadcast. Previously, she had played with the eldest young master because he had spent a lot of money. Just now, she actually made way for us, didn't she? She's probably afraid of bumping into us, so her originally hurried pace has become slower. Young master, there are many kind-hearted people in this world. You really need a friend. I don't need friends, Qin Xiao said coldly. If you talk so much nonsense, get lost tomorrow. Young master, you can't be so heartless. After all, we grew up together. You said that I would be your assistant for the rest of my life. Where do you want me to go? I've already lost my ability to survive in society. Qin Xiao held her forehead. I shouldn't have been soft-hearted back then. If I had known that you were so talkative, I would have thrown you into the orphanage. Young master, I think not only do you need a confidant, but you also need a girlfriend, the assistant said. Young master, what kind of girl do you like? Uncle is more interested in finding me a girlfriend. You can discuss it. Qin Zhao's voice became sinister. The assistant. Top point. Chapter 4500. Dear host, why are you staring at a passerby? The system was puzzled. Weren't they supposed to do something serious today? Why was she suddenly staring at a passerby as she ran? She was even looking at him so seriously, because he could feel that Tanghua was looking at the fat man, and not the other man with a normal figure. So he was very sure that it wasn't the other person's appearance that attracted the dear host. Why do you think I'm staring at a passerby? And for so long? Tanghua asked. The system pondered for a moment and quickly reacted. It can't be, he's that unlucky? Looking at his physical condition, he doesn't look too good. Just now, I subconsciously scanned his body data, and he doesn't look very healthy in all aspects. This should be caused by overdosing on hormones for a long time. A normal person wouldn't take so much hormones, right? Who would be so stupid? These are life-threatening things. He's lucky that he didn't die. Based on current estimations, he won't even live to 30 years old. The system's voice slowed down. But with the dear host around, he can live to 100 years old. It's that guy. Yes. This guy's life has been full of ups and downs recently. He's even more unlucky than the dear host. Let's get down to business first. Tanghua felt that it was about time and ran over to her original position. A minute later, she saw the familiar girl and the scammer. When she ran in front of them, she happened to hear the man say that he had been scammed and that his wallet and phone had been stolen. He hoped that the two girls could help him. She pretended to be suspicious and eavesdropped on the spot for a while. Seeing that the two girls were kind and decided to take a taxi to send the man to find someone he barely knew. Tanghua stood up. Little girl, this person is a scammer. Don't follow him. It's almost night time now. Aren't you two girls worried about your own safety? The man didn't expect to suddenly kill someone. Logically speaking, there should be fewer people meddling in other people's business now. A trace of anger flashed in his eyes. This busybody. If he let him run away like this, wouldn't that mean that he was a scammer? Since they wanted to make things difficult for him, then they would make things difficult for everyone else as well. Little girl, my wallet and phone were really stolen. If I were a scammer, I would definitely ask for your money directly instead of asking you to send me to someone I know. When we arrive, I'll borrow some money from my friends to pay you back. As he spoke, he reached out to grab the little girl's arm. He looked like he was in a hurry, grabbing onto a life-saving straw. Tanghua had already sensed that someone was taking a video. Just as the man was about to grab the girl's arm, she stepped forward to stop him and pushed him away. You're a liar. Impatience and disgust appeared on her face, but she didn't say much. The man looked humble. His eyes were red, and tears were about to fall down. Even the people on the roadside felt that this man shouldn't be a liar. They looked at Tangua with a strange look. "I'm not a liar. I want to go home. I hope there's a kind person who can help me." "Little girl, you're also a person. Even if you're not willing to help me, I hope that you won't destroy my hope. After I came out, I was scammed and couldn't go home. I don't know if the people at home are doing well. They must be very worried after not hearing from me for so long." Peak. Chapter 4501. Passerby. "This person doesn't seem like a scammer." "Yeah, don't all scammers ask for money? If you don't want it, they'll leave. I heard this man say that he wants to ask someone to send him to someone he knows, and that he'll return the money. This means that he's not a scammer. Miss, even if you don't want to help him, you shouldn't stop him from being kind. Yeah, you don't have to do anything anyway. He might really need help. This world has been corrupted by scammers. I can understand this girl. I don't think this person is a scammer. If he's a scammer, he would have run away. He wouldn't dare to make a big deal out of it." That's right. Big brother, where's your home?" Someone was already asking. "Why don't we do this? If we can gather some money, we can help this brother get a temporary ID card at the train station and buy a ticket home." "Yeah, I think that's fine." "Dear host." Bae-seong left. Bae-seong filmed the scene where the kind-hearted people gathered money and left secretly. This was big news. A big streamer like Guoguojong didn't have any kindness at all. She saw how she pushed the man who looked like a beggar away in disgust. She was a big streamer, but her character was so bad. Of course, she had to expose her. She had a lot of money in her pocket, but she wasn't willing to give it to those who needed help. She even stopped others from doing good deeds. How evil. Her look of disdain just now was probably because she despised this man for being dirty. God, there was actually such a woman in this world. She was quite pretty, but how could she be such a person? Bae-seong had already thought about it. In a while, she would edit the scene where Guoguojong stopped others from doing good deeds and wanted to chase the man away because she hated him for being dirty. Then she would criticize her character. At the end, she would edit the scene where the kind-hearted people gathered money to help this brother go home. Bae-seong was so happy that she wanted to hit it. This news would definitely be very popular. She had to edit it overnight and post it early in the morning. That would be the peak time for Guoguojong's stream. By then, it would be too late for the platform to stop it. But Bae-seong didn't know what happened in the park. After Bae-seong left, Tangua didn't hesitate anymore. She grabbed the man and said, "His wallet was stolen? His phone was also stolen? Did he need two 15-year-old girls to send him back? It'll be dark soon. Who are you trying to fool? Does everyone think that it's okay for two young ladies to send a grown man to an unfamiliar place?" Tangua raised her voice. The crowd who was pooling money was stunned. They looked at the fair-skinned little girl and found that she was indeed only about 15 years old. The sky was about to turn dark. It seemed a little inappropriate. "If these two little girls are your children, are you willing to let them follow this man and send him to a friend's house? Haven't you thought about other consequences? What if he's a liar? What will happen to the two girls in the end?" Everyone was stunned. This time they were completely speechless. They had originally planned to take out their money, but now they hesitated. If it was their child, they would never send their child to a grown man. "Young ladies, let me teach you how to deal with this kind of situation." Tangua glanced at the two girls who were a little confused. If someone tells you that the other party has no money, his phone and wallet are missing, and he wants to go home, the right thing to do is to call the police and send them to the police station. If the situation is true, the police will help them contact their family and even send them home. They won't be like you, following this person without knowing anything. What if he's a liar? Do you know the consequences of following them? After Tangua said this, the man felt that he couldn't win. He glared at Tangua hatefully and prepared to sneak away. Unexpectedly, Tangua pressed down on his shoulder. "What are you doing?" The man roared and wanted to struggle, but Tangua was too strong. Her voice was friendly. "Big brother, don't be afraid. I'll send you home." Qin Xiao, who had been watching, couldn't help but laugh. Ha ha ha. The assistant. Hee hee. Peek. Chapter 4502. Big Brother. Don't you miss your family and are afraid that they will worry? I'll send you to see the police uncle. The police uncle will definitely help you contact your family and help you get a new ID card. Tangwa comforted him softly, and the people around her felt that there was nothing wrong with it. Now that they thought about it, they all felt that they had just watched this man cry pitifully. He did look like a countryman who had lost his phone and wallet, so they were not familiar with him in the city. Regardless of whether what this man said was true or not, the best way to deal with it was to call the police. The man wanted to run, but Tangwa pressed down on his shoulder, making him unable to move at all. He couldn't understand how such a skinny woman could have so much strength. Tangwa took a taxi. Big Brother, don't worry. Our police uncle here is still very responsible. As long as your situation is true, he will definitely send you home as soon as possible. Previously, you said that you asked the two girls to send you to find a friend. You don't know if that friend is still there. In fact, you are not familiar with him. It might be a waste of effort to find him. It's better now. Tangwa pushed him into the car and said to the two girls, "You can go back. I'll send this Big Brother to the police station. Don't worry, he will definitely be able to go home safely." The man's face was very ugly, but at least he was away from the crowd. Even if he was exposed later, it would be fine. He seriously memorized Tangwa's face and then buried his head. This meddlesome woman, he would not let her have an easy time. Tangwa did not seem to see what this person was thinking. After getting into the car, she comforted him. Just as Tangwa was about to let the car drive away, the car was stopped. Tangwa looked and saw that it was the two people she had met before. "It's not good for you to go alone. Let's go together," Qin Xiao said. The assistant wanted to stop Qin Xiao because Qin Xiao's current figure really could not get into the car. She might get stuck at the door. Tangwa also paused, not knowing what to say, because a person with an abnormal figure, if pointed out, was likely to cause a second psychological injury. People came to help out of kindness but said something that hurt people. This was not good, even if this was the truth. You go. After 5 seconds of silence, Qin Xiao came to his senses. With his current figure, it was impossible for him to take a normal car, which made him a little annoyed. He was Qin Xiao's assistant. He was very hesitant. If he went, who would take care of the young master? The young master had to be careful when he walked. Without him by his side, who knew what would happen? "I'll go. My husband's electric scooter is here. I'll take the scooter and let him follow me on his bike." The middle-aged woman stood up. She was here to dance, so she could be considered a member of the square dance. Unlike other aunties, she would bring her husband to dance every day. This young lady is indeed beautiful. It makes me feel uneasy. There are all kinds of people in this day and age. It's good for everyone to feel at ease with her. Everyone. The middle-aged woman's husband was speechless. Seeing this, Qin Xiao nodded. "All right, sorry to trouble you." Qin Xiao watched the car leave, followed by an electric scooter. Everyone looked at the middle-aged man in the electric scooter and couldn't help but laugh out loud. Therefore, the relationship between these two cases should be very good. When they arrived at the police station, Tangwa was still holding onto the man's arm. No one noticed this detail for the time being. Vertex. Chapter 4503. On the way, the system had already told Tangwa about this man. Luo Jingshan, a swindler who operated at various stations. He often took advantage of people's sympathy to get money. Of course, this was only on the surface. In reality, Luo Jingshan was a human trafficker. They were a very large criminal gang and their crimes were perfect. Luo Jingshan was responsible for finding targets and leading some of them to the bus. It seemed that everything had nothing to do with him. Luo Jingshan was still thinking about how to fool her later. Even if he was exposed, he was not afraid. At most, he would be taught a lesson. It would not be a big deal. Unexpectedly, Tangwa did not bring him to the police station to ask the police to help him find his way home. Instead, She directly reported him. She caught a swindler and a human trafficker's accomplice and provided some evidence. This evidence was all found by the system. She pointed out the few girls who had disappeared recently and the tracks of these accomplices. This was a very large criminal gang. Since the system had found out, she could not ignore it and not ask at all. She could not do anything alone. She could only let the government handle it. "Excuse me, how did you know all this?" Tang Guo's expression did not change. "To be honest, I have been watching them." This time, Luo Jingshan and the couple who came with them were very surprised. She had been watching them? After the police received the evidence provided by Tang Guo, they set up a special task force and immediately investigated this matter. On the other hand, they felt that there were too many suspicious points about Tang Guo. It was not that it was bad. It was just that it was unbelievable that she had discovered this criminal gang alone and even caught the evidence. Therefore, they needed to know more about her. Tang Guo was not afraid at all. Since she had thought of this method, she could only reveal some of her skills. For example, she was actually very talented in computers. Even if she had never come into contact with it before, after coming into contact with it, she became a self-taught genius. In this aspect, although her own skills were not as good as the system's, she had transmigrated to so many worlds and learned the basics. Even if she could not handle it well, the system could help her. After hearing Tang Guo's words, the police were a little surprised. In just a few years, she had grown from a computer novice to this. "Not only am I interested in this aspect, but I'm also very interested in games. You can take a look at my gaming records. I've only been playing games for 2 days, and I can basically kill anyone I want. We need to report this matter to the higher-ups. Let's put it on record first." It was such a powerful mission. Even if she had done something that was not within the rules, the other party had only wanted to find those human traffickers. It wasn't a bad thing. He didn't need to be educated. The reason why they reported it was because they wanted to tell the higher-ups how to recruit such a talent. Tang Guo did not object to this. Her identity in this life was indeed not that great. Although he had exposed some of his skills, he might not have that much freedom. However, her adoptive parents and biological parents would never dare to cause trouble for her in the future. When she thought about it this way, she felt that it was fine to take this step. Tang Guo didn't leave. The couple had already left before her. The conversation between Tang Guo and the police was rather secretive. Not long after, Tang Guo filled in her address, phone number, ID number, and all other information that could be filled in before she was released. Before she went back, she was told not to wander around as there might be some things that she needed to cooperate with. Vertex. Chapter 4504. This night was destined to not be an ordinary night. Tang Guo didn't care much about this matter. She had enough evidence, and those people would definitely be caught. The girls who were being abducted should be able to be rescued. Even if they were found, they might not be able to walk out of it in the future. She planned to go home, wash up, and sleep. Her live stream was in the morning. She wouldn't live stream at night now. Just as she finished washing up, she received a call from Mr. Handsome. "Mr. Handsome, want to play a few rounds?" Tang Guo, "Okay." "You, Master, it seems like she's fine." "Qin Shao, it's good that she's fine." Qin Shao held his phone and opened the game. "Stop talking. I want to turn on the voice chat." "Master, why don't you acknowledge her?" "I think she's pretty good," Hiyu said happily. "Master, you really should make a friend or a girlfriend." "Isn't that good?" Qin Shao said indifferently. "Anyway, I won't live long. What's the point of making so many friends? Do you think the people around me won't be harassed by Qin Yuping? Not to mention a girlfriend. Am I going to implicate her like this?" "Master, you have so much money. You can leave a lot of assets for her in the future." "Anyway, Master said before that you can spend money on her livestream in the future. If you tip her to the livestream, the union and the platform will take a commission. You can be together directly. There's no intermediate fee." Qin Shao grabbed a pillow and hit Hiyu's head a few times. "You're talking nonsense. You have so many ideas. Is this human language? Are you human? Isn't it the truth?" Qin Xiao really wanted to kick Hiyu out, but he couldn't do it. Master, do you not like her? Hiyu hugged the pillow and leaned closer. All these years, there have been countless women who wanted to get close to Master. They were either arranged by Qin Yuping or those who wanted to inherit Master's inheritance. Even those streamers who play games with Master want to develop offline when they know that Master is very rich. Guogua is really not bad. Logically speaking, Master shouldn't play games with her when he meets her offline. Then, Master, why did you ask to play a few rounds with her? Young Master, according to your previous temperament, you would have disappeared from her live streaming room and found another streamer to play with. Young Master, aren't you afraid that she'll take a fancy to your assets? Aren't you afraid that she'll find out your true identity and come over to pretend to be nice to you? Just now, young Master wanted to follow me to the police station. Is it because you're worried? If this isn't a good impression, then what is? If you have a good impression of her, it means that you are not far from liking her. Why not give it a try? Qin Xiao, we're in the team. Shut up. Hiyu looked aggrieved. In my current situation, I don't want to disturb others. The moment she joined the team, Qin Xiao said, even if I'm willing to give it to her, how can she keep it all by herself? Don't you know how ruthless Qin Yuping is? Why don't you spend it in the live stream? Hiyu, so you do like her, right? When did it start? If you say one more word, get out and bask in the moonlight tonight. Qin Xiao entered the team and turned on the voice chat. Only 2 rounds. Tangua, okay. Sure enough, after playing 2 rounds, they logged out of the game and went to sleep. That night, Tangua slept very well, but Qin Xiao couldn't fall asleep. Bei Xiang was excitedly editing a video and writing a script. The police task force worked overnight to catch the human traffickers. No one dared to close their eyes. At about 4 o'clock in the morning, Bei Xiang quietly uploaded the video and waited beside the computer excitedly. At the top, Chapter 4505. Bei Xiang's title was too attractive. In this life, Tangua was very famous on this platform, so Bei Xiang directly pointed her out in the document. Title: Famous game streamer Guojang's true colors are like this. It's unbelievable. Text: Bumped into Guojang in the park. Found her beating up a beggar. She has no love and stopped others from showing love. Is this Guojang still the Guojang you know? Countless people were attracted by the title and the text. Then they saw the conflict between Tangua and Luo Jingshan. The video was edited. Tangua walked over and pushed Luo Jingshan. Then Luo Jingshan cried that he just wanted to go home and asked the 2 girls for help. In the end, Tangua did not let it go and insisted on stopping him. Bei Xiang did not feel that there was anything wrong with her video. She just highlighted the conflict and removed some unnecessary details. Then, she showed the essence of the person for everyone to see. Anyway, she had seen the whole process. Did Guojang not push the beggar? Did she not stop the girls from showing love? These were all facts. Bei Xiang saw that the number of views was increasing and comments were appearing one after another. She held the mouse excitedly, her face full of excitement. Comments: Is this Guojang? Guojang is actually this kind of person. I'm no longer a fan. Oh my god. I thought that this streamer's skills were not bad. I didn't expect her to be so ugly behind her back. As expected, behind the internet celebrities are all things that can't see the light of day. So disgusting. She's just a girl who wants to help. She doesn't need to do anything. Does she think that the poor man dirted the park? She looks like she went to the park for a jog. She's so high and mighty. She must think that he doesn't deserve to go to the park. Ah, so disgusting. So disgusting. Everyone read it. Why would I be a fan of this kind of person? Bei Xiang saw that the video was being shared, and there were many more comments. Finally, she felt relieved and smiled. She knew that this video would be very popular. At this time, most people were sleeping. When the matter blew up, it would be useless to limit the views and delete the video. She had already seen that someone had uploaded the video to various social media sites. When the system saw this, it didn't stop him because the host had said that it didn't have to care about this for now. When the time came, it would reverse the situation. Of course, the system wasn't in a hurry. It had recorded the entire video. But this video clip of Baesyong is really disgusting. The system didn't call Tanggwa, but the union called Tanggwa first. It was impossible for them not to know about such a huge matter. Tanggwa was the most popular streamer in their hands, and they never had to worry about her. Baesyong wasn't from their guild. They were still discussing whether they should delete the video and clarify the situation. The two guilds were already at odds with each other, so they probably wouldn't be able to come to a conclusion. Tanggwa said, "I saw it." Hearing Tanggwa's calm and unhurried voice, the person in charge felt a little relieved. "What's going on?" "Anyway, it's not like the video. I'll just find the complete video." After getting a positive answer, the person in charge felt a little more at ease. However, when he thought about how difficult it would be to find the complete video, he became worried again. What if we can't find it? Even if we delete the video now, it's too late. This video is everywhere and the comments won't be suppressed. Our guilds have always been at odds with each other. This matter is very serious. The platform won't side with us. The Peak. Chapter 4506. Tanggwa. If I say I can find it, then I can find it. Don't worry. There's no need to stir things up. This matter will be resolved tomorrow. She didn't want to drag things out for too long. That would be very disadvantageous to her. The representative of the association. Then we won't hire ghostwriters for the time being? Tanggwa. No, wait for the results from my side. Don't waste that money. Now that we've already taken action, there's no need to go against them. Actually, the representative of the association had also seen this situation. Tanggwa was so popular. She had blocked many people's paths. Now that something had happened to her, it was impossible not to hire ghostwriters to stir things up. The circle of internet celebrities was actually similar to the entertainment circle. It was a competition between people. If they couldn't find any evidence to turn this matter around, hiring ghostwriters would only backfire. Looking at the comments section now, anyone who spoke up for Tanggwa would be attacked. Those who were slightly more rational would be scolded for being pretentious. Just looking at it would make one's lungs explode. Tanggwa usually started her livestream at 8:30 a.m. Although she didn't livestream most of the time, there were still fans who came to her livestream room to chat. They could chat happily in front of the black screen. Ever since the video was uploaded, many people came to her livestream room. Her true fans were still waiting for the results. They argued that they wanted to see the full video. They couldn't be convicted just because of a few scenes. But a large number of anti-fans came in and the fans couldn't argue with them. Tanggwa didn't care about the situation in the livestream room. Because at 7 a.m., she received a call from the police station. They needed her to go over and cooperate with the investigation. Tanggwa thought for a while and used the livestream account to post a status. "Everyone, don't worry. I'll give you a result. I won't be live streaming this morning. I'm going to the police station now." Didn't Baesyong like to spread rumors? Then she should also say something ambiguous. If she wasn't going to live stream, why was she going to the police station? Then everyone, guess what she was going to do at the police station? She believed that the matter of her going to the police station would be a hot topic soon. After all, everyone on the internet was talking about her now. This time, she didn't inform her family that something had happened. Then, it was very likely that her family wouldn't find out about her situation so quickly. The host informed her family because she was afraid and helpless. She wanted support, even if it was just verbal support. She didn't expect that this matter would be spread back and everyone would know about it. In the end, it became a death sentence for her. Just as Tanggwa expected, by the time she walked into the police station, the news of her going to the police station had already spread like wildfire. It vaguely overshadowed the glory of Baesyong's video. However, there were countless fake reviewers who were slandering her, and the video was quickly discussed again. There were even people who maliciously speculated whether she had done something wrong. In short, the rhythm of the situation was one wave after another. Qin Xiao woke up at 8 in the morning. After washing her face and eating something, she planned to go to the livestream room to play games with Tanghua. He rarely paid attention to the trending topics on the internet, so he went straight into the live broadcast room. He didn't even have time to look at the constantly refreshing bullet screen. He started with 3 rockets. When he came back to his senses, he realized that not only was Tanghua not broadcasting, but there seemed to be an argument going on in the broadcast room. After watching the content, he finally found Bei Xiang's video. When he saw the edited video, his expression was extremely ugly. "Master, this matter is not easy to handle. Unless there is complete evidence, it will only block the trending topics. It will be useless. This video is now all over the internet. Block it." He also didn't expect that a small internet celebrity like Tanghua would experience such a storm. Qin Xiao wasn't concerned about this. This matter could be solved. As long as he found the onlookers in the park yesterday and the surrounding surveillance footage, he could buy a trending topic and put the evidence down to prove her innocence. What he was concerned about was, why did she still go to the police station? Why did she still go to the police station? Qin Xiao asked. Is it about that person yesterday? Master, you're focusing on the wrong thing. Now that Guoguojiang is being scolded by the entire internet, aren't you going to do something? That Bei Xiang's trick is out of context. She really knows how to play. Arrange for someone to find those people yesterday and pull up the surrounding surveillance footage. Investigate that Bei Xiang. Get someone to check all the videos she has done before. I suspect that many of them are out of context and randomly edited. Also, find out all the bad things she has done. The Peak. Chapter 4507. Miss Tang, can we do a test first? As soon as Tanghua arrived at the police station, she was dragged in for a test by a few people. It was mainly to test her computer skills. They were polite to Tanghua and seemed to be looking forward to it. Since Tanghua dared to expose some of her abilities, she had already accepted this situation and was very willing to cooperate. These people probably wanted to show off her computer skills. The test was actually very simple. They just wanted her to break through various firewalls. Tanghua did not show any mercy. After an entire morning, she stopped and asked, "Is this okay? Miss Tang, are you interested in joining us?" The person who spoke to Tanghua was someone she had never seen before. However, he looked at Tanghua with excitement. "We need talents like you now. Last night, our police officers uncovered a human trafficker's den and rescued a group of young girls who had fallen into the hands of the traffickers. At the moment, we are still rescuing the women who had been trafficked." The person said seriously, "The biggest credit for cracking this case is the evidence that Miss Tang provided. If not for the detailed evidence you provided, the clues and characteristics of the trafficker's leader, we might not have been able to do it so smoothly. Naturally, we would not have been able to rescue the people who had been trafficked. However, we are not sure if there are any potential members among their accomplices. Miss Tang, we would like to invite you to join us. Firstly, we need talents like you. No matter where you are, you will be of great help to us. Secondly, your identity might be exposed. We don't want your safety to be in danger." After the other party finished speaking, he promised Tanghua an annual salary and benefits. In fact, before coming here, they have already investigated all kinds of information about Tanghua. They also learned about her family situation. Before they came, Zhang Cheng was still very confident that Tanghua would have the answer. However, after meeting her in person, it was very different from what he had imagined. He might not succeed. However, sometimes things were unexpected. Tanghua asked, "After I join you, can I still do live broadcasts?" This question really stunned Zhang Cheng for a moment. "I still prefer doing live streams. If there's anything you need me for, I definitely won't refuse. Although I have some skills, I won't use them unless it's absolutely necessary." Tanghua expressed her attitude. "The reason why I did that before was because I came from a small place and encountered some things along the way. I heard that people were looking for their daughters from thousands of miles away, so I paid more attention. It was by chance that I found these things." Zhang Cheng understood. Tanghua was willing to cooperate with them, but she still wanted to do a live broadcast. He had thought that she preferred live broadcasts and was unwilling to join them. Of course, most of the time, Miss Tang only needs to do things online. If you can have a legitimate career to cover up, it will be better for you to protect yourself. Of course, for your current safety, we may secretly arrange for people to protect you. Tang Gua nodded. I'm fine with that as long as I can do a live broadcast. Zhang Cheng was so happy that he almost jumped up. He quickly took out the agreement and gave it to Tang Gua to sign. Then, he sent the work certificate that he had made overnight to Tang Gua. Then, in front of Tang Gua, he made a call and got someone to help her record her information. It was so fast that it was as if he was afraid that she would go back on her word. Peak. Chapter 4508. This was the first time that Tang Gua had officially joined a department like this. Felt quite strange. Little Tang will arrange for people to stay around you. When they move in, we'll contact you, Zhang Cheng said with a smile. Tang Gua was a little speechless. She was Miss Tang just now. Why was she Little Tang now? Little Tang, I'm very happy to have you join us. Zhang Cheng shook hands with Tang Gua. From now on, I'll be your direct superior. I'll be the one to inform you of any assignments. You'll also be credited for breaking the human traffickers this time. If you have any difficulties in life, feel free to tell me. There weren't many people like her. She was clearly a computer genius. When Zhang Cheng was in charge of investigating Tang Gua, he couldn't believe the information that he had received. A person who hadn't been in touch with mobile phones and computers for more than 10 years had actually met a computer genius. The test that was given to Tang Gua today was a set of test questions that the department staff had come up with. Tang Gua had passed all of them in just one morning. He had been observing from the side and felt that she had passed them too easily. In fact, she had even delayed for some time. Otherwise, she might have solved them even faster. To think that he had met such a talent. Just thinking about it made him happy. Tang Gua didn't stand on ceremony. Boss, I've met with a problem. Tang Gua opened her phone to her live stream interface. Look, because of that incident yesterday, someone took a video of me and edited it. That video was taken out of context. Now I'm a complete hater. Zhang Cheng looked at the dark live stream. There were all sorts of comments floating around. Taking a closer look, most of them were scolding Tang Gua. Occasionally, there would be someone who spoke up for Tang Gua. However, they were quickly drowned out and scolded badly. Tang Gua opened Weibo's trending searches. Good lord. She, a mere game streamer, had actually taken up 3 of the top 10 searches. The first one was, famous game streamer beat up beggar. The second one was, fruit jam went to the police station. The third one was, game streamer thinks beggar is blocking her way. Tang Gua opened up the 3 trending searches and showed them to Zhang Cheng. Now that you're my boss, how do you want to solve this matter? Zhang Cheng looked at the first trending topic. It was the edited video. Knowing the truth, he naturally knew what was going on. He didn't like the media to begin with. They like to use this kind of content to attract people's attention. He looks alright, but why is his heart so black? Now that I hear about streamers and internet celebrities, I subconsciously jump away. Nothing good will come out of being associated with these groups. Zhang Cheng was a little angry when he saw this. Any group was made up of people. How could they be killed with a single stroke? For the sake of fire, he would resort to any means necessary. He did not consider the consequences of doing so and whether or not he would hurt innocent people. He looked at the second post. It was about Tang Gua telling her fans that she was safe before she came to the police station this morning. In the end, there were also malicious speculations below. He could already imagine what the 4th trending topic would be. Guoguo-chan probably beat up a beggar and was detained. Zhang Cheng expected that it was not bad. That trending topic was quietly climbing up. He looked at the last message. The host thought that the beggar was blocking the way. The title was very attractive, and the copy would also make passers-by have the impulse to beat someone up. Most of the comments were, this streamer is really arrogant. Does the park belong to her family? She can run, but beggars can't run. Are there still people like her in this day and age? Disgusting. Bah, people like her don't deserve to come to the park. Peak. Chapter 4509. After Zhang Cheng finished watching, he glanced at Tangua. Seeing that her expression was normal, he thought that she was indeed a special talent. When he saw this, he wanted to hit someone even through the screen. With Tangua's ability, he believed that she could solve this. However, she was now one of his people. No matter what, he had to support her. Only then could all the members understand that joining them was the right thing to do and that they would definitely receive the best protection. Now, Tangua's file was not accessible to ordinary people. This Baixiang has already committed slander and defamation, Zhang Cheng said. Let's call her over for questioning first. What do you think? After the questioning, we can sue her. Tangua nodded. Okay. In order to ensure your safety, we can't publicize what you did. This is good for you and for all of us. The police station can at most give you a statement to restore the incident in the video. Since Luo Jingshan wants to go home, we will help you clarify. We have already handed him over to the police station. What do you think? Tangua nodded. I have the complete video. I will put it up later. Zhang Cheng glared. He knew that things were not so simple. She must have kept something up her sleeve. A person who could help them solve such a big case by himself was definitely not simple. When she said that she would come to the police station, she must have deliberately exposed it to make a big deal out of it. Anything is fine. As long as your special identity is not exposed, you can do whatever you want. Zhang Cheng felt that no one would connect an online game streamer to their department. After Tangua left the police station, she planned to put the video up when she got home. Just as she stepped into the house, the system's voice sounded. Dear host, someone has clarified for you. The other party directly made it to the hot search. There are many video links. I took a look. They are all video clips from various investigations. There are also some that are obviously taken by someone else with a mobile phone. At this time, in the situation yesterday, other than Baixiang, there must be someone else taking the video. At the beginning, it might be a hot topic. However, when these people saw the video and realized that it was a misunderstanding, they naturally felt that the video was useless. Tangua had good intentions. How could an ordinary person make an issue out of those videos? Host, take a look. Not only are there videos from various angles, but there are also many passersby who can testify for you. The couple who followed you yesterday also came out to testify for you. They said that you didn't hit the beggar and even sent him to the police station to help him go home. As for the rest, the couple did not reveal it, most likely because they were reminded to keep it a secret. Because these videos were fragmented and incomplete, even if someone helped to testify, a lot of crazy people on the internet thought that Tangua's company was trying to clear her name. They ridiculed and scolded her and didn't believe her at all. But soon, the police station reposted the most popular post on Weibo and confirmed that Tangua had indeed not hit anyone. Instead, she had kindly sent someone to the police station to help the man who had lost his phone and wallet go home. In the end, he also reminded many netizens that the media should not take things out of context in order to attract attention. At that moment, the netizens fell silent. They read it over and over again and confirmed that it was the real government. They found it hard to believe. At this time, Tangua asked the system to play the whole unedited video in high definition. I'm an emotionless system. The drone yesterday evening captured something very interesting. Let's play it for everyone to see. Link at a marketing account. The top. Chapter 4510. This was the account that the system had registered for him before, and he was very satisfied with this name. Others thought that he was a person, but they didn't know that he was a real system. At the same time that the system posted the complete video, it also forwarded a Weibo post that slandered Tangua the most. It also used a little trick to make it easier for the netizens to see his post. After a while, this Weibo post had already reached the top of the hot search list. Tangua saw that many of the hot searches were related to her and couldn't help but say, "Many celebrities can't reach my level, occupying so many posts by myself. System. Celebrities don't want to be on this kind of hot search." That's true. The netizens who finished watching the video said that their faces hurt. It was really like a slap in the face, slapping them mercilessly in the face. See, I knew that there would be a twist in this matter. She was even bitten by some mad dogs before. I don't know if those mad dogs' faces hurt now. It's like this every time. They really don't learn their lesson. What mad dogs? They're obviously paid posters. Guoguozhang is quite famous in the gaming livestream world, but not in the livestream world. After this incident, the hot searches are all bad for her. Don't you see that something is wrong? Anyone who says something fair will be beaten into Guoguozhang's fans. It's obvious that someone wants to take advantage of this time to mess with her. This streamer doesn't have any bad reputation. Now that they finally caught one, how could they let it go? Haha. But they still failed. The streamer was just running when she happened to meet a middle-aged man who asked two young girls for help. Guoguozhang stopped it because she felt that it wasn't safe for the two young girls to send a man to a friend's place. Actually, thinking about it carefully, I also feel that it's not safe. Do you still remember in the video that Guoguozhang said that which one of you is willing to let your daughter send a man to a friend's place? Even if this man doesn't have a single cent on him and looks very pitiful? Anyway, I can't do it. Who knows if this person really has no money or is pretending? If they meet a human trafficker, it'll be bad. That's right. That's exactly what Guoguo was thinking. The video clearly showed that she pushed the man because he was too agitated and went to grab the two girls. Didn't you see that the two young ladies were shocked by the sudden movement? In the end, Jam suggested that we send him to the police station. I think this is the right way. That man had no money, no phone, and no ID. Shouldn't he be looking for the police? All of these can be solved very well. There's also that middle-aged couple. They're also very kind. They were worried that it wouldn't be safe for Guoguo to be alone, so they followed her. Especially when the auntie got into the car, and her husband followed behind her on an electric scooter. Oh my God! I can't believe I'm getting candy in this kind of mix. There's also a chubby young man. He seemed to be worried at first, but later on, he probably felt that he wasn't suitable. Speaking of which would offend him. Tang Guo's innocence was finally cleared. No matter how crazy the netizens were, they couldn't continue to harp on it, because the truth was completely different from what they had imagined. At this time, Tang Guo posted, "I will pursue those who take my words out of context. I don't know what Bebe Lu means, but your malicious act of editing the video seriously infringed on my reputation. It constitutes slander and defamation. I've already reported it. Vertex." Chapter 45:11. Tang Guo did not give Bei Xiong a way out. She immediately went to Weibo and Bei Xiong's account. Didn't she want to be famous? Then she would fulfill her wish. She wondered if the other party could withstand this popularity. An hour ago, Bei Xiong was still feeling smug about the popularity of this matter. She had been live streaming the entire day. Because of that video, her number of fans increased rapidly. This made her very excited. She felt that her live streaming career was finally going to reach a higher level. In the live stream, she showed her face. At the start of the live stream, she criticized all kinds of people. In today's society, some people had low morals. They thought that they were great just because they had some dirty money and looked down on others. Even if this kind of person is a billionaire, she has low morals and won't be recognized by the whole society. But I personally think that this kind of person can at most go against her conscience and earn a little money. It's impossible for her to become a billionaire. Which one of the top people isn't humble? They're completely different from this kind of person who relies on popularity and big brothers to support her. This kind of person who is supported by others and becomes arrogant after making a little money will flaunt her power and think that she's better than others. Today's society is really too fickle. In the live stream, Bei Xiong expressed her views without restraint. The audience agreed with her and felt that she was a young lady full of positive energy. They felt that a streamer like her should still exist in the live streaming world. What was there to see about that kind of gaming streamer? At most, it was just for fun. There was no special meaning to it. Only streamers like Bei Xiong could make their souls sublimate. Bae-seong looked at the bullet screen comments supporting the streamer and many people sending her gifts. She was very excited and quickly said all kinds of things that she wanted to say. She criticized some of the entertainment streamers until they were beyond recognition. She did not know when the bullet screen comments in her live stream started to change. Many people said that she was taking things out of context and was shameless for the sake of popularity. At first, Bae-seong only thought that Tangwa had hired a water army to clear her name. In her opinion, this was a basic operation. But later, more and more such comments appeared on the bullet screen. She felt that something was wrong. The audience in the live stream, "Aren't you disgusting? You maliciously edited the video to frame people. You're eating human blood and you're still wantonly promoting the entertainment streamer's character and saying that she's not good. You said that those streamers are making money. Then what about you? Why did you maliciously edit the video? Can't be that you want to show us the truth that you imagined, right? Disgusting. I heard that green tea is disgusting. Who doesn't want their videos? Who doesn't want their videos? If you don't want your videos to be popular? Yeah. Do you want to explain yourself? This streamer is really shameless. She's trying to use guagua jam to get to the top. If Fruit Jam hadn't found those completed videos, this person would have succeeded. To think that just now, I thought that she was really a different streamer. Is that right? That's right. This streamer was looking down on those meaningless entertainment streamers. What's wrong with being an entertainment streamer? When I'm relaxing, listening to music makes me very happy. Listening to the streamer's story, I don't have to watch it myself. I can close my eyes. My eyes can see the news too. I'm bad at playing games. Can't I play with the streamer? Bae-seong panicked. What was going on? At this moment, the union called her and told her about the situation. Bae-seong almost dropped her phone. She quickly turned off the live stream. Seeing the reversal on the internet and Tang was saying that she had called the police, Bae-seong panicked. Bae-seong, Brother Lu, what should I do? You have to help me. Brother Lu was the person in charge of her side in the union. Brother Lu, you shouldn't have edited the video. Your video is too misleading. The other party has witnesses, a complete video, and an official statement. You're done for. Chapter 45:12. Bae-seong still wanted to say something, but Brother Lu interrupted her. The other party has already called the police. Instead of trying to clear your name, why don't you think about how to deal with it next? Your malicious editing of the video caused mental damage to the other party's reputation. It also constituted a false accusation and slander. It shouldn't be long before someone comes to you for questioning. Brother Lu didn't say much and hung up the phone. Bae-seong listened to the beeping sound on the phone and was stunned for a moment. When she came back to her senses, her whole body went limp on the chair. She picked up her phone with trembling hands and opened the Weibo app. When she saw the trending searches and all kinds of comments about her, she almost fainted. How could this be? Why was everything that happened later different from what she had imagined? Wasn't it clearly what she had seen from the beginning? At first, Bae-seong was still wondering if this was Tangwa trying to clear her name. After watching the full video, she almost fainted, because there were many comments below the video link that were scolding her. They were scolding her so fiercely because the video had even captured her appearance. Too shameless. That Bae Lu is the kind of person who only knows how to take photos and videos when others are in trouble. She's not even willing to help. If this video hadn't appeared, anyone would have thought that her face would be like this. I could see that she was very excited, as if she had encountered some big news. You don't know this, right? Bae Lu is from the journalism department of a media school. There are always two people who will become unscrupulous media people in the future. I think this Bae Lu is such a person. I remember that she and Chanqian, who can sing, were once called the beautiful sisters of a media school. I don't know if they know that Bae Lu is such a person. Can you not bring other streamers into this? The only one who made a mistake is Bae Lu. Don't drag other streamers into this. Previously, I heard this Bei Lu say that Guagua has no conscience and stopped the little girl from showing her love. From this video we can see what double standards mean. I watched it carefully. When Guagua raised her doubts, there were people around who wanted to contribute money to this big brother. If Bei Lu was really kind, why didn't she go up to help? Why did she take the video and sneak away? This video has exposed her disgusting side. What kind of kindness does she have? She just saw an interesting piece of news, and one of the main characters is Jam. She just wants to ride on Jam's coattails to climb up the social ladder. Before the situation turned around, Guagua Jam had been blacklisted all over the internet. On the other hand, Bei Lu's fans had increased by an unknown amount because of this incident. She had even attracted quite a few tycoons. This is her true motive. I just don't know if those people who bought gifts for Bei Lu are regretting it now. Thank you for the reminder. I'll go to the platform to complain. Bei Lu fabricated the truth and cheated the audience of the gift. I have to get the platform to return my gift. Let's not talk about it anymore. I'm going to Fruit Jam's live broadcast room to make up for 2 gifts. Bei Xiang was so angry that she wanted to die. She gritted her teeth angrily and received a call from the person in charge of the platform. Now that such a terrible thing had happened, the platform would definitely not cover up for Bei Xiang. Just like before the situation turned around, they could not cover up for Tanghua. As long as it was a streamer with a bad track record, the platform would not dare to cover it up. Once it aroused the disgust of the audience, the platform would easily fall. Vertex. Chapter 45:13. When Bei Xiang heard that the platform was going to return the gifts she received today to the audience, she was so angry that she vomited blood. Also, as a warning, her livestream would be banned for a year. Because she was the one who led this matter, it caused such a big accident. Before Bei Xiang could get angry, she received a call from the police station asking her to be investigated. She didn't dare not go, so she could only grit her teeth and go. When she returned, a few days later, she received a ticket from the court. Bei Xiang held the ticket and almost fainted. At this time, her school already knew about this matter. The school knew that she had maliciously edited the video, fabricated the facts, and framed someone else's innocence. Although they didn't expel her, they gave her a serious demerit. Because the impact of this matter was too bad, Bei Xiang's school had been exposed these few days. The school was ridiculed and attacked by netizens, especially the journalism department. That was why they took emergency measures to express the school's position. This punishment was already very serious for Bei Xiang. These few days, she didn't even return to the dormitory. She only hid in her rented house and couldn't live stream. Because her behavior was too bad, she was banned for 3 years. This meant that in these 3 years, she couldn't live stream in any industry with her identity card. What made Bei Xiang completely unable to get up was a trending topic on the internet. Hashtag Bei Lu's video hashtag Bei Xiang had many videos before that were taken out of context. However, because they were all small matters and the people in them were also small fry, the netizens just looked at them and some of them couldn't even find the person. Therefore, it didn't cause too much of a stir. However, under Qin Zhao's arrangement, these small fry and the main character of the passerby's video were all found by him and the scene at that time was restored. In Bei Xiang's video, there was a bunch of editing that attracted attention. Moreover, some of the situations were completely different from the meaning of the video. They were all made up by Bei Xiang's own imagination to attract fans. After watching it, the netizens got to know Bei Xiang again. Bei Xiang suddenly realized that there was no place for her. Her classmates in school also avoided her. Although her roommates didn't fall out with her, they were also cold to her. This feeling of receiving strange gazes wherever she went made Bei Xiang extremely uncomfortable. But when she saw the facts exposed on the internet, she couldn't say a word. How could a person not know what he was doing? It was just that they would find all kinds of excuses to absolve themselves, and over time even they themselves would believe it. Qian, you don't know Bei Xiang, do you? Brother Lu was still a little upset. Why did he tie the two of them together? Bei Xiang thought that tying the two of them together was to set off Lu Qian. However, the real situation was that the union wanted to create a persona for both of them. Lu Qian was more popular than her, and they were both from the same school. If she did something, she could attract some attention to her. Lu Qian had no opinion on this matter. After all, she could do so well, and it was inseparable from the support of the union. A large part of her motive for doing this was actually for money. Because her family was not well off, she wanted to complete her studies. She needed money to buy all kinds of learning tools and courses. Lu Qian said, "We don't know each other. If Brother Lu didn't say that we were in the same school, I wouldn't even know her." Vertex. Chapter 45:14. Brother Lu was relieved. "That's good. You two don't interact with each other?" "No, we haven't seen each other." Lu Qian was still a little emotional about Bei Xiang's sudden collapse. When Bei Xiang released the video earlier, she could tell at a glance that it had been edited. And there were only a few words in the video. The video was especially incomplete. She didn't think that the matching text in the video was the truth. But as a streamer, she couldn't say anything without evidence. She knew Guoguozhang as a streamer, but she probably didn't know her. She had seen her live stream games and didn't think that she was that kind of person. She studied vocal music and went to performance classes out of interest. Through the micro-expressions in the video, she didn't see any disdain for the middle-aged man. But things were similar to what she expected, but there was a big difference. This matter was perfectly resolved in less than a day. This should be the fastest time he had ever flipped. That day, she wasn't in the mood to live stream. The union also asked her to take a leave so that she wouldn't be implicated. She had been watching the situation on the internet. Now that a few days had passed, the matter was settled. She knew Brother Lu's concerns. Because the two of them were sisters, she was more or less affected. Lu Qian wasn't afraid. In this industry, it was inevitable to encounter some unexpected things. When this matter was over, she could return to normal. After surviving the biggest disaster in the original owner's memory, Tang Guo's life returned to normal. As for the lawsuit against Bei Xiang, she had entrusted it all to the lawyer. The lawyer was introduced by Master Shuai. Tang Guo didn't refuse. Master Shuai also admitted that he did the videos on the internet and the follow-up to Bei Xiang's exposure. Temple Street, perhaps afraid that Tang Guo would misunderstand, he explained, "After knowing you for so many years, I know you more or less. I don't think you're that kind of person. If you're really framed, you won't be able to find anyone to play games with." Tang Guo didn't think much about it. Maybe the rich had more personality. In fact, it was easy for the rich to find someone to play games with. The other party might have said this because he didn't want to add pressure to her. This kind of nouveau riche was quite cute. Because Tang Guo didn't show her face, even if it was a big deal on the internet, it would only last for a day. A day later, all the negative news about her disappeared completely. This was done by Zhang Cheng. It was basic to protect the people in his department. Not only that, they also blocked any information about Tang Guo on the internet, especially the screenshots that were exposed during the annual award ceremony. Therefore, Tang Guo's adoptive parents and biological parents did not know about it at all. She really didn't know how the two families were doing now. However, Tang Jiandong and his wife had not contacted her even once since she said that she owed them 500,000 yuan. She didn't plan to care about these two families anymore. Both families had a blood-sucking divine beast in their homes. It was impossible for them to live a good life. When the original owner was still alive, Tang Jiandong and his wife sucked the original owner's blood and the two sisters' blood to supplement Tang Xiaobao. On the other hand, Tang Xiyuan and his wife did not cause any trouble because of Tang Jiandong and his wife's suppression. But in the end, it still dealt a fatal blow to the original owner. Vertex. Chapter 45:15. In the future, if the two of them didn't come looking for her, she would be lucky. If they came looking for her, they would be courting death. Tang Guo continued with her career, live broadcasting, and national special personnel. The system looked at Tang Guo's serious look and finally couldn't help but remind her. "Host, have you forgotten something? Your cutie is still waiting. If you keep working like this, he might be gone." Tang Guo didn't forget about this matter. She was just thinking about how to get to know the other party, get in touch, and then help him treat his body. I didn't forget. I'm thinking about how to get in touch. Tangwa said, last time we met by chance. After thinking about it, there's only one way, which is to run every evening. After making the decision, Tangwa began running every evening. Sure enough, she met the person who was helped out for a walk every evening by the assistant. Later, she bought a dog. She gave the dog some pills to open its spiritual intelligence. Sugarball, do you see that person? Go near him later. Be careful not to hurt him. Don't pounce on him. Tangwa whispered to a little golden retriever. Be more enthusiastic to him and pretend to be lost. System. Confirmed, the host is still the same host. He was overthinking before. Her memory was very good. Sugarball was the name Tangwa gave the little golden retriever. Sounded very cute and sweet. The little golden retriever could understand Tangwa's words. It grinned and wagged its tail, indicating that it understood. Then it quickly chased in the direction of Qin Xiao. Qin Xiao was supported by the assistant for a while. He felt a little tired and sat on a chair to rest. Master, your condition isn't very good. He was very worried about this matter and forgot to urge Qin Xiao to find a girlfriend. Qin Xiao's expression was calm. Didn't this day come a long time ago? Haven't you recognized the reality? In a few days, go back and sort out your assets. If that day really comes, auction off your assets first and don't give a single cent to Qin Yuping. Woof, woof, woof. Just as Qin Xiao's expression was fierce, the little cute dog's barking attracted his attention. He looked down and saw a cute little golden retriever. Seeing that Qin Xiao had noticed it, Sugarball was very happy. It wagged its tail vigorously at Qin Xiao, as if it had seen someone it knew. Whose puppy is this? He must have gotten lost. He squatted down to pet the puppy. Seeing his young master's yearning gaze, he hurriedly carried the puppy. Young master, I'll let you pet it. You can even hug it. This puppy is very light. Should be okay. Qin Xiao carefully hugged it and stroked the little golden retriever's head. This dog didn't seem to be afraid of strangers at all. It looked at him as if it had seen its own father. I didn't bring any food. Qin Xiao was a little disappointed. Let's wait here. Maybe its owner will find us in a while. He replied, if I had known earlier, I would have bought some dog food and dog snacks. He made a mental note to prepare some next time. Young master liked pets, but he didn't keep them. This was because Qin Yuping was a crazy person. The little pet that the young master raised when he was young was killed by Qin Yuping. Sugarball. Tangwa saw that it was about time, so she slowly walked over, planning to have a chance encounter. When Sugarball heard Tangwa's voice, it immediately looked in Tangwa's direction. However, it didn't have any intention of getting down from Qin Xiao's body. It even shrank into Qin Xiao's body. Its gaze seemed to be saying, Master, come quickly. I've already helped you catch him. Chapter 45:16. When Qin Xiao saw Tangwa, he looked down at the little puppy in his arms. He immediately understood that this little puppy was Tangwa's pet. Senior Master, don't you think this is fate? He was amused. Even the heavens wanted you two to meet. Look, does this little puppy treat you as its father? Qin Xiao really wanted to punch Hiyu. This assistant was good at everything, but he talked a lot of nonsense. Senior Master, don't deny it. Sometimes fate is so magical. Qin Xiao, don't talk about this. If I were a normal person, do you think it would be your turn to say this? When Hiyu heard this, he felt very uncomfortable. Of course, he knew. He also understood that persuading the senior master like this was actually a little unfair to Guoguojiang. However, the senior master was really too lonely. Not only did he not get family, friendship, or love, but he had also never experienced any of these. Sugarball. When Tangwa saw the little golden retriever lying on Qin Xiao's body, she hurriedly walked over with a smile. Why are you relying on someone else? Hurry up and come down. Sugarball thought, Master just said that I have to rely on this person and can't come down, so I can't go down. Thus, Qin Shao realized that when the dog saw its master, it actually didn't go down, as if it was relying on him. He Yu almost jumped up in joy. Even the heavens couldn't stand it. It was too touching. Tang Guo apologized to Qin Shao and wanted to carry Sugar Ball away. Unexpectedly, Sugar Ball hugged Qin Shao and refused to let go, making everyone laugh. Qin Zhao's gaze softened as he looked at Sugar Ball. He also liked this little puppy very much. He Yu, go buy some dog snacks. He Yu couldn't wait to leave. With Guoguojiang here, he was very assured to leave the senior master here. However, he still said politely, "Miss, please help me take care of my senior master. His health isn't very good." Tang Guo nodded. Qin Shao, what's its name? Sugar Ball. Qin Shao, nice name. He patted Sugar Ball's head. Sugar Ball. When Sugar Ball heard this, it immediately wagged its tail. Wonderful brush Pavilion. Qin Shao smiled happily. It's like my family's. Tang Guo asked, do you have a dog too? No, I haven't raised one in a long time, Qin Shao replied. I thought of it when I saw Tang Meatballs. On the first day, Tang Guo didn't ask too many questions. When He Yu came back with snacks, he fed Tang Wan. The two of them chatted for a while before taking Tang Wan for a walk. When it was time, they went home separately. Tang Guo went to the park to walk the dog every day. Qin Shao was also taken down by He Yu for a walk every day to exercise. His physical condition was abnormal in all aspects, so there was no way to recover through surgery. According to the doctor, there was a chance of recovery, but the chance was very small. It all depended on the will of God. Qin Shao had been doing well recently because Tang Guo came to walk the dog every day. He didn't know what was going on with Tang Meatball. Perhaps they were really fated to meet. The moment he saw Tang Meatball kept coming over to Tang Meatball's side. As he sat there, the sugar balls were about to hit him. If he stood, Sugar Ball would wag its tail at him. The two of them didn't make an agreement every day. It was as if there was an agreement that they would go to the park when it was time. They wouldn't go unless it was raining. The strange thing was that neither Tang Guo nor Qin Shao had any intention of taking the initiative to give each other their contact information. He Yu was very anxious, but he also knew that he couldn't control his young master's matters. He could only be anxious. Unknowingly, half a year had passed, and Tang Wan had grown up a lot. At least it couldn't climb on Qin Shao like a little puppy. On this day, Tang Guo went for a walk as usual. However, she didn't see Qin Shao. Just as she was thinking about what to do, He Yu came. Where's Qin Shao? Tang Guo asked. He Yu's expression didn't look too good. Young master is in the hospital. I was afraid that you would be anxious, so I came to inform him. Tang Guo understood that she couldn't wait any longer. I'll go with you to take a look. Let's send Tang Wan home first. He Yu was a little happy, but he didn't insist on matchmaking the two of them. Young master was right. Don't delay the girl. However, he hoped that the two of them could always get along as friends. The current situation was very good. Young master would be very happy every day. Peak. Chapter 45:17. When Tang Guo arrived at the hospital, Qin Shao was leaning against the bed reading a book. He wasn't surprised to see Tang Guo. Based on their interactions, she would definitely come if she knew that he was in the hospital. How is it? Tang Guo asked Qin Shao. She looked at Qin Zhao's indifferent expression, as if he was already used to all of this. Qin Zhao's tone was very casual. It's an old problem. It's nothing serious. He Yu is just too nervous. There's nothing wrong. Don't worry. He Yu stood at the side, wanting to say something but hesitating. Was there really nothing wrong with it? How could young master say such a thing with his physical condition? Sorry to delay you, Qin Shao said. Where's Tang Wan? It's at home. It's not convenient to bring it to the hospital. When can you be discharged? Tang Guo asked. Tomorrow. It's not a big problem. My body suddenly felt a little uncomfortable. I'm fine now, Qin Shao said casually, as if it was just a scratch on his finger. Qin Shao, is there no way to treat your body? Tang Guo felt that Qin Shao didn't like to talk about this. She hadn't taken the initiative to mention it before, But now his physical condition was getting worse. Qin Xiao was stunned for a moment, then he smiled casually. My body's illness wasn't formed in a short period of time. Can only be controlled, but it can't be cured. Because of some reasons, my organs have all kinds of symptoms, and it's accompanied by concurrent diseases. It's a bit like pulling the whole body together. No doctor can guarantee that they can cure my illness. If it's a normal person who gains weight, they can still recover to their normal size through exercise and surgery. But my physical condition doesn't support this. At most, I can do a little exercise. Surgery is impossible. And this was after Qin Xiao said so much at once. Dream Chinese He silently retreated and stood guard at the door. It was a good thing that young master was willing to talk to someone about his situation. Young master probably liked jam. If he didn't like it, he wouldn't have thought about it for so long. From the moment he interacted with young master, he hadn't realized that young master had such an attitude toward any girl. Have you ever thought of moving to a place with beautiful scenery and no one to disturb you? Tangwa joked. When I was a child, I often heard some very special stories. It was said that some people, after suffering from illness, suddenly thought it through and moved away from the hustle and bustle of the city to live in a quiet and remote place. After many years, guess what happened? Qin Xiao shook his head. What's wrong? Actually, he could make some guesses, but he didn't want to have such thoughts. Because if there was hope, there would be anticipation. If there was nothing in the future, there would be disappointment. They've recovered. Even those who were sentenced to death by the doctors have recovered, Tangwa said seriously. Do you want to move to another place? Even if I can't live up to these legends, I can at least change my environment and mood. Qin Xiao was a little puzzled. Why are you suddenly talking about this? Do you have any plans? Are you going to leave this place? Speaking of this, Qin Xiao was somewhat reluctant. Although they could still play games together in the future, he was already used to walking the dog with her every evening. I plan to move to another place. I've already found a place. The house has been tidied up, and the internet cable has been connected. Tangwa wasn't lying. When she met Qin Xiao, she had already thought about how to treat him. Since she couldn't treat him openly, she would bring him to the mountains to live in seclusion. The apex. Chapter 45:18. Of course, she had spent a lot of money preparing these. Fortunately, after so long, she was almost done. This was because Qin Xiao's illness was not a terminal illness. Instead, it was a complication caused by the various effects of taking a large amount of hormones on his body. At present, many doctors were not confident that he would recover, but they could not determine if he was really gone. There was a lot of manipulation involved. In a change of environment, Qin Xiao slowly got better. Could only be explained as a miracle. She had already exposed one of her skills and did not want to expose more. After all, she had her own profession. When the time came, she would know everything. She would be busy to death. Do you want to see the new place I chose? You don't have any friends here. Seems a little lonely to live alone. Tang Wan is used to playing with you every day. If you don't see me every 2 days, it will definitely be very noisy. If you don't have anything else to do, you can live there for a while and change your mood. Tangwa opened the photo on her phone for Qin Xiao to see. Qin Xiao looked at the place that looked like a paradise on earth and was stunned. Of course, Tangwa knew that Qin Xiao was handsome. She just did not know if Qin Xiao knew that she knew his identity. Perhaps he knew, but they did not ask further. Perhaps this was a tacit understanding. Qin Xiao gave her a lot of rockets every day, so it was equivalent to her taking Qin Xiao's money to do this. It was not a loss to use it on him. When did you find a place like this? Qin Xiao asked in surprise. I've never lived in a place like this before. It looks pretty good. Do you want to go over and take a look? This place was originally played by some internet celebrities. The road conditions are not bad. I've even pulled out the internet cable. It's very convenient. It's just that there's nothing special about this place. Even if there are internet celebrities playing, it will cool down quickly. After about a year, no one will care about it. There are villagers nearby. It's not deserted. The local villagers helped decorate this house. Look, The surrounding trees and flowers were all arranged by the villagers. Tangwa swiped out another photo. There's also a spring at the back. The water that flows out is warm in winter and cool in summer. I heard that drinking it raw is sweet. If you want to eat something, you can grow it yourself and buy it from the villagers. It's very convenient. Qin Xiao did not know why Tangwa suddenly wanted to live in the mountains. But after hearing what she said, he was a little tempted. Chinese. This place looked really good. He had never lived in a place like this before. Seeing the expectant look in her eyes, Qin Xiao hesitated for a while before agreeing. He didn't know how long he could live. Since there was such an opportunity, he was naturally willing to take it. Tangwa breathed a sigh of relief in her heart. Then, when you're discharged from the hospital, we'll start preparing. Tangwa sat for a while and then left the hospital. He was at the door. Of course, he heard that Tangwa was going to kidnap his master to the mountains. However, he wasn't worried at all. Instead, he was in high spirits. Eldest young master, you really agree? That place looks pretty good. It doesn't matter if we stay there. Young master, you don't have to explain. I understand. Qin Xiao grabbed a pillow and threw it at Hiyu's head. Hiyu quickly caught it. Arrange for some people. I'm afraid that Qin Yuping will ruin things. Because of his physical condition, even though he knew that many things were done by Qin Yuping, Qin Xiao didn't have the energy to deal with them. As soon as Tangwa left the hospital, she was stopped by a bodyguard. Vertex. Chapter 45:19. Miss Tang. President Qin wants to talk to you. Tangwa looked behind this person. There was a car parked there. The car door was open and she could see a person sitting inside. That person was Qin Yuping. He seemed to know that Tangwa was looking at him and nodded in her direction. I'm sorry, I don't know President Qin. Tangwa turned around and left. There was nothing to talk about. Qin Yuping was a ruthless person. Actually, Qin Xiao was very powerful. It was just that his physical condition did not allow him to do more things. In addition, some things were done many years ago. The evidence might have disappeared. Not only would it be difficult to investigate, but there might not be any results in the end. As long as Qin Xiao was healthy, Qin Yuping's life would not be so easy. Qin Yuping's sudden appearance reminded Tangwa. Qin Yuping's company was definitely not clean. Previously, she had been focused on Qin Zhao's condition and did not pay attention to him for the time being. However, this person had tried to do bad things time and time again, so he could not blame her for being impolite. Tongzi, help me investigate Qin Yuping's company and see what bad things he has done. This company is not too clean. System. Okay. Host. Miss Tang. Seeing that Tangwa was about to leave, Qin Yuping finally walked out of the car and called out to her. Miss Tang, previously, you said that you were not interested in Xiao Zhao's life. Now that you're in contact with Xiao Xiao, I want to know what you think. As Xiao Zhao's only family, I still hope that you can treat Xiao Xiao sincerely. After all, this child's physical condition has always been bad. Qin Yuping looked very worried. I don't mean anything by telling you this. It's just that Qin Xiao and I are just friends. President Qin, you seem to be thinking too much. Tangwa's attitude was very distant, but in her heart, she was thinking, when I find all the evidence of your crimes, I'll send you to jail in advance. Miss Tang, I really hope that someone can accompany Xiao Xiao more, but I don't want this person to have other motives. If you treat Xiao Xiao sincerely, I naturally won't do anything to you. Otherwise, President Qin, it's an illness. You have to treat it. Tangwa was not afraid of Qin Yuping. If Qin Yuping dared to do anything to her, she would complain to her boss, Zhang Cheng, that Qin Yuping wanted to harm her. She ignored Qin Yuping and left him behind. She took a taxi and left. However, Tangwa didn't know that Qin Xiao had seen her interaction with Qin Yuping. Qin Yuping will definitely not let him off. Qin Xiao retracted his gaze. Arrange for more people to protect her. Qin Yuping is ruthless. She doesn't seem to be cooperating. I don't know what Qin Yuping will do. At this time, Hiyu's mood was also a little complicated. Young master, should I not have encouraged you to meet her every day? Now you know you're wrong. Qin Shao saw He Yu blaming himself and said, If I don't want to, can you force me? Do you think you're that capable? He Yu. Fuck. Eldest young master still doesn't give us any face as usual. After a while, Qin Yuping came up to see Qin Shao. Qin Shao being hospitalized was such a big deal, so how could he not come to take a look? Shao Shao, how are you feeling? Qin Yuping pretended to be concerned and asked. Qin Shao didn't give him any face at all. Don't worry, I've disappointed President Qin. I won't die for the time being. Shao Shao, you misunderstand me too much. Qin Yuping looked sad. I met Miss Tang just now. Have you already met offline? Shao Shao seems to value her a lot. You didn't meet those streamers in the past. Peak. Chapter 45-20. Qin Shao said, Chief Qin, you're meddling too much. Who I meet has nothing to do with you. I'm just worried about Shao Shao. After all, she's just a streamer. It's inevitable that she will have other thoughts. Qin Shao almost laughed to death. Was this Qin Yuping here to sow discord? After a few perfunctory words, Qin Yuping saw that he couldn't get anything out of him and left. When she returned home, Tang Guo was thinking about whether she should take out something useful to improve her position in the organization. With that thought in mind, she did it. She definitely had to make preparations to move to the mountains with Qin Shao. Then she would take advantage of this time to research something. A week later, Tang Guo took the initiative to call Zhang Cheng and said that she wanted to hand over a hard drive. If possible, she hoped that the other party would come and get it personally. Zhang Cheng was a little excited by Tang Guo. Could it be that she had found evidence of a criminal gang? He didn't even want to eat dinner and ran all the way to find Tang Guo. After getting the hard drive, he quickly left. In the middle of the night, Tang Guo received a call from Zhang Cheng. Little Tang, you're too casual. You asked me to come and get such an important thing alone? Tang Guo was a little confused from her sleep. When she heard Zhang Cheng's voice, she remembered something. No one else knows. Little Tang, why don't you stop doing live broadcasts? It's too much of a waste of your talent. A genius like you should do something more meaningful. Zhang Cheng said, After dawn, I'll hand it over. Little Tang, the things in this hard drive are too important to us. Boss, I'm moving in a few days. Tang Guo said, This is something that I wrote by chance. I can't write it if I'm locked in the house. I have to move to another place. Maybe I'll have some inspiration. Zhang Cheng was a little speechless. Did writing a program also need inspiration? However, he wasn't too stubborn. He only asked where she was moving to. I'm going with my friend. You should know him. Is that Qin Shao? Of course, Zhang Cheng knew Qin Shao. It should be said that he was the person who came into contact with Tang Guo. All the information was in their control. No one could escape. Especially with the hard drive that they had obtained today, the top secret of Tang Guo's file would be raised to another level. A few days later, Tang Guo and Qin Shao were almost ready. She first told her fans that she would be moving to another place for the next few days and that she would be taking a leave of absence for the time being. After Tang Guo and Qin Shao moved to their new home, Tang Guo began to think about doing something to the food. This period of time was very long. She planned to continue for at least 3 years before Qin Zhao's body could recover. This way, it would not be easy to arouse suspicion. Inside the house, she had set up a formation disc. With the nourishment of spiritual aura and the addition of food therapy, it would be difficult for Qin Zhao not to recover. Usually, Tang Guo would make tea, and of course, Qin Zhao's share would be indispensable. The tea was all spiked. After Qin Zhao stayed for about a week, he was surprised to find that his physical condition seemed to be much better. He had brought a doctor with him. After the doctor checked his body and found that his body was getting better, he was in disbelief. Both Qin Zhao and his doctor were shocked when they weighed him. It was already good enough that Qin Zhao's weight did not increase because of his body. This was the first time he had lost 5 kilograms in a week. Even though he had lost so much weight, it did not affect his body at all. Could it be that the water in the mountains really nourishes people? He Yu almost cried with joy. That's great. Young master, this place is good. You can live here in the future. The peak. Chapter 45:21. At this moment, Hiyu only thought that he was nurturing people in the mountains. He did not know that in a few years, Qin Shao might return to being a normal person. Qin Zhao's body was changing day by day. Every day when he woke up, he felt as if he had been reborn. His body seemed to have become much lighter, and his skin slowly became ruddy and smooth. Even his doctor could not explain this change. In the end, the doctor could only say that there were many things in this world that could not be explained by science. Qin Zhao's change still attracted Qin Yuping's attention. He knew that his physical condition was much better, and he was very anxious. In the end, Qin Yuping decided to kill him. Wasn't it normal for two people to die in the mountains? With Qin Zhao's figure, it was normal for him to accidentally slip and fall to his death. In the mountains, the scene was easy to deal with. Tang Guo and Qin Shao went to the mountains to walk the dog every day because this place used to be an internet celebrity. The surrounding roads were not bad, and many of the roads were stepped on by tourists. Now that no one came to this place, it was more convenient for them. At this time, Hiyu basically would not follow them. The two of them followed their original route and were slightly further away from the house they lived in. At this moment, Tang Meatball suddenly barked at a certain place. Tang Guo could understand what Tang Meatball meant. They were surrounded. As expected, as soon as this thought appeared, many people walked out from behind them. These people did not waste any time and directly rushed towards Qin Shao. Qin Shao was not afraid of such a situation, but he did not expect Qin Yuping to dare to make a move like this. Later on, he felt that this was very Qin Yuping. They're coming for me. You go first. Qin Shao grabbed Tang Guo's arm and pointed to the side. Hurry up and climb up from here. I can hold them off for a while. Go out and call for help. Although he knew that Tang Guo might have called for help, these people had already caused him to fall to his death. He was not afraid, but he was a little regretful. If he had stayed here, would his body have recovered and he would have a different life? Don't be in a daze. Hurry up and leave. Qin Shao raised his voice. He thought that Tang Guo was frightened, and his voice unconsciously became gentle. Don't be afraid. You can escape. Be good. Only if you escape can you save me. He seemed to have figured out why she didn't leave immediately and sighed in his heart. Life was always playing tricks on him. Whenever there was a glimmer of hope, it would be ruthlessly snuffed out. Now, Qin Yuping was no longer important to him. He only hoped that she wouldn't be implicated and could escape. Qin Shao wanted to push Tang Guo up, but with his current physical condition, he couldn't. When Tang Guo refused to leave, he began to feel anxious. I'm fine. Tang Guo bent down and patted Tang Meatball's head. Tang Meatball, I'll give you a mission now. Protect him and don't let those people get close to him. After you complete this mission, you can eat whatever you want for the next month. At this time, Sugar Ball was already a big golden retriever. It looked very docile, but in fact, its power was very terrifying. Since she had fed Tang Wan a pill that could awaken her spiritual intelligence, she must have fed him something else. Although he couldn't cultivate in this world, it wasn't a problem to give Tang Wan some pills to increase his physical strength. Tang Wan understood Tang Guo's words. He wagged his tail and stood in front of Qin Shao, acting like a protector. When Qin Shao saw Tang Guo standing in front of him, he felt that she was crazy. He wanted to shout for Tang Guo to leave quickly. However, when the first person rushed over and was kicked in the kneecap by Tang Guo and screamed in pain, Qin Shao couldn't make a sound. He watched as Tang Guo kept moving among the group of tall men. If it wasn't a kick, it was a punch. Everyone was her opponent. Occasionally, a fish that escaped the net ran to his side, but Tang Wan bit his calf and made him scream in pain. Qin Shao calmed down and called Hiyu. This group of people probably didn't expect it to be so troublesome to kill two people. Didn't they say that it was a fat man who couldn't move and a woman? Was this person who beat them up until they couldn't fight back really not from the underworld? Hiyu rushed over with his men and saw Tang Guo beating the last person until he was half unconscious. His eyes were wide open and his mouth was so big that a duck egg could be placed in it. Peak. You're tuning in to the Dreamy Chapters YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.